I'm activating chat.
Cool. We are live.
Nice. Hello, chat. What up? We're just waiting on one more guest. But we are here with Taliesin and Avatal. JP will be joining us shortly.
The madness.
Most importantly, Kyle is here.
Hi, everybody.
Most important, I guess that is fair. Yeah, most important.
No, I've worked hard for this spot.
He's driving the stream.
Camped out. Not giving it up. Rightmost spot is mine.
Oh, but what is up, everybody?
Oh
my
hello,
goodness.
chat. Unfamiliar chat. This is very exciting.
Yeah, like
I love a good chat.
it's like being on holiday in a new chat.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know where you're all camped out, but we are dirty YouTube streamers. That's usually where the lion's share of the viewers are. So.
Oh yeah, we do our WoW podcast on YouTube as well.
Yeah, we do.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Well, we do it on Twitch as well because WoW always has a Twitch drop going on pretty much all the time at the moment. So we do it on Twitch so people can still get the drops.
Yeah.
But really, it's a YouTube podcast, you know.
Yeah.
Ah, nice. That's obviously a WoW podcast.
Obviously,
right?
yeah.
Yes. I was double checking to make sure I got it right before the show. You appear to have quite the active listenership on Spotify. I'm not used to folks in our circle actually having Spotify reviews, and you have quite a few.
Oh, do we?
Do we?
Oh,
I actually haven't checked.
We don't care.
No.
We don't like. I mean, you know, I don't know. I don't know how it
love
works.
It. This is so
what about
exciting.
iTunes? We got good reviews on iTunes.
I like because I put
or did
them
we only
out.
pay for the bots on
We
Spotify?
do them. We do them on. We do the podcast. We do the podcast on a Friday and then or Thursday, and then I try to get put it out properly to the podcast listening platforms on a Friday. And yeah, and I just cast them out. I just send them out like wayward children, and I don't expect any feedback. I should go check.
Not wayward children that you have every utmost belief in to be able to look after themselves.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is why you don't have to touch base with them. They're going to look after themselves.
Exactly.
They're fine.
Put them out in
You've
the
done
world.
everything you can.
Maybe it's because we're not natural born podcasters.
Beautiful
that's not my
I thought you were going to say parents then.
No one is. It's chaos. What the sweet hell is going on in this picture? As someone on the outside,
I like
of
it though.
What?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, or welcome to World of Warcraft.
What
Yeah.
happened?
Yeah.
This is the duality of WoW right now.
Yeah, like a bit of body horror, a bit of eldritch horror, and a bit of butterfly mounts.
Bit of butterfly.
Yeah. It's like two different styles, but they're both going to cost you money.
Okay. Oh wow.
Lots of it.
Sure.
That's the duality between 14 and World of Warcraft, because Final Fantasy 14 is celebrating 7.5 and World of Warcraft is celebrating $75 cosmetics.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Oh my goodness. Wait. Why did it turn? Why did it turn all evil in the preview window?
that's
Oh god, it's
freaky.
even
You put a little
worse.
filter on it. That's awesome.
That is
I think
weird.
JP cursed it when he joined the call.
Oh my
I
god.
cursed everything. I'm
That's
so
hor-
sorry I'm late. Hello, hi.
No, you're good. Welcome.
You're what,
Yeah.
5 minutes? That no big deal.
Yeah.
All good.
I feel like a jackass. No, my literally my alarm didn't go to sleep. Diablo 4 is a curse. Don't play it. Okay. I was up till 5 a.m. or something like that. So
I've heard it's a good curse.
That's why I'm
though.
late.
Pretty good.
I have seen your background before, JP, but never in a direct feed. Good God, I am jealous of your shelves.
Oh well, this is
So
fake.
shiny.
You're telling me that's green screen.
Oh.
My God.
Oh.
You madman.
Oh my god.
if you can't even turn around and tear it down like paper,
Yeah.
what's even the point?
Oh, but you
Well, that is really, you sold it with
No, so I have all this stuff those shelves are real, but they are in St. Louis. I'm in Austin now, so they no longer are mine. All that stuff is literally in a room, waiting to be displayed, but it's all boxed up still. So
I mean,
Damn.
you did the work of making it a video too. Like it looks good.
How
oh
long
yeah,
is
no,
the
I
loop?
made sure before I took it all down. I recorded like a 4K loop. So
How long is it? How long's the loop?
Are there any Easter eggs in there? Should keep your eyes out.
it's only 30 minutes. You could tell by this was the hardest part, right?
Yeah.
Like this.
Uh-huh.
This is the. I don't know where it is. Let's see. It just looped, so we missed it. It's an 11-second loop,
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right.
so it's pretty quick. And we're about to loop to 1. It's pretty good. It's like at the end of the animation.
I saw nothing.
I wouldn't have known.
Yeah.
The magic of cinema.
Yeah. I'm also still afraid. Do any of you have this moon that they sent for Endwalker?
No.
This isn't a brag. This is me about to complain about this thing's like magnetized, and so it like spins, right? But
it's one of those floating reverse magnet
It's one of those like
lamps.
floating things, yeah. So they sent it, but I've never been able to set it up. My ex-wife was always the one to set it up, right? So I am just terrified of. I've sat there for like at least 3 or 4 hours trying to balance this thing. But now I don't. Now I don't even know where it's at. It's in a box somewhere. But I'm still terrified of trying to set that thing up one day.
I did not realize that they sent out moons.
Is there a plug that comes out the back, or is it batteries? Like, how does it?
We got
It's like an AC adapter thing.
Okay.
We didn't get into the 14 content creation quickly enough. We could have got a moon.
I know.
Could have gotten a moon.
Yeah.
We got a tiny little music box for Dawn Trail.
We got Dawn Trail stuff. They sent us Dawn Trail stuff. We got like
we got the
a
Viper.
model. Yeah, the Viper. We got a Viper, little
yeah.
statue, and what have you. That was cool.
Viper on the
box.
bubble gum. Yeah, I love that one.
Yeah. What did they send out for Dawn Trail? Was it just the collector's edition?
It depends where you went.
Well, that's what we got. I'm sure like real creators got a lot more.
Mediator had like a backpack and like a bunch of goodies. We got like a honest to God compass that had like a bunch of Dawn Trail theming on it. That was kind of neat.
I can't recall.
And then when it actually launched, they sent us one collector's edition. And so Kyle got the freebie. I had already purchased one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was all over that.
They don't send you two?
No.
They put us in a room with a single bed when we got there. So,
when we went to FanFest, they booked us 2 hotel rooms.
What?
We had the opposite problem.
We had 4 beds between us.
And
so they think Kyle and I are married, and they think you two are divorced.
Yeah. Well, we couldn't get breakfast vouchers for both of us unless we took both the rooms.
Yeah.
We couldn't be like...
Because I saw them there as I was checking in. I was like, oh, can I have mine for my room too? And she was like, you need to check into your room, ma'am.
That's exceptional.
I need a $300 deposit for those breakfast vouchers. And I was like, damn. Fine.
But we did have 2 rooms and it was kind of awesome. We had like a party suite.
I did have an emergency use for that room once. When Tally was just sitting in the toilet and I was like, you know what?
Okay.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
I wasn't using the toilet. I was just sitting in it because it's so relaxing and you know.
I
understand. Literally like on another floor in another part, like wing of the hotel and just like running down the corridor.
Oh my God. Oh, goodness gracious. Well, I'm going to have to include this in the episode now. This is no longer pre-show. This is now just the show.
Oh, I thought we were already recording. Okay. Now I don't feel that bad for being late, even though I still feel bad, but I'm not like, I don't feel that bad. You know, I thought we were recording already.
Don't feel bad. I'm going to hit this button real quick just to get us a fresh server there. And my levels are good on my end, Garrett. Chad, how we doing?
My levels are perfectly fine. I've been testing this whole time.
Excellent. Yeah, this all was purposeful.
Chat seems happy.
Excellent.
Even though they're here, they're not watching Happy stream. But yeah, it's all working out. Well, cool. Everyone good to like officially start, even though we have no fanfare. We just count down and start.
Great.
I'm good with that.
Sounds good.
Wondrous. All right, so let's start the Grinding Gear podcast in 3, 2, 1. Welcome back, everybody. It's the Grinding Gear podcast. I have a frog in my throat. Not feeling great today. So if it sounds different, that's what's going on. Anyways, I'm here with Kyle. You know us. That's all fine. But the FanFest specials continue because we have 3 friends with us today that all committed the crimes of Kyle and me liking them and them going to FanFest. So because of that, we've called them together today. Joining us on the podcast yet again is Taliesin and Nevitel, returning triumphantly.
Hello.
When will the dirt that you have on me be passed? When can I stop doing this? When will you stop this rule over me?
Not until the first official WoW Killer reunion.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Even though I
we
think I
lost
still
our
have
votes,
access
I can't
to
do
that.
it.
I think I still have access to that RSS feed. I think I could post another episode if I needed to. I think it's possible. No, when you stop accusing me of having Tom Cruise hair, I will stop cashing in.
You just told. Okay, so you weren't here, but he said that his favorite movie that he likes to watch on a plane is Last Samurai.
Ooh.
And I was like, now your hair makes sense. Now I understand because his hair is Tom Cruise hair from Last Samurai.
Yeah, I can see it.
It never occurred to me before, but now it all makes so much sense.
Do you like walk around in a kimono and like do this?
Only when I go to 24-hour
turn your
Walmart
hair
at 3
and
a.m.
You just walk around
like
culturally
wistfully.
appropriating.
Yeah. Kyle had to go.
Kyle can't take it anymore.
Obviously now it's Emmett Silk hair, but like
exactly.
shape.
Oh, he has a. He's got a
Oh,
whole little
good.
thing.
Yeah,
I
nice.
see. Okay, it's a bit. We fell into the bit. I like it.
We fell into the bit. Yes. Yes, that had nothing to do with being in Japan, Kyle. That had nothing to do with it.
I know. It has everything to do with Expedition 33. Exactly. Expedition 33.
Okay. Verso doesn't have that big of a block of white. It's like little pips of white. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I don't know who here has played Expedition 33. Let's not talk about that. Let's introduce the first time on the show our other guest today, JP McDaniel. You may know him as a caster, a streamer, a host of the Drop Frames podcast. We bumped into you at Disney.
Yeah. Through our mutual friend, Mr. Cox. I was invited to Disney and you guys were there and I said, hi, hello. And then you're like, JP? Wait, JP McDaniel? I was like, oh God. I don't know if this is a good or bad thing. I don't know if this is a good or bad thing. And you're like, oh yeah, I used to watch your StarCraft. And usually that could go two ways. That's why I asked you, I don't know if you recall, I said, did you watch the podcast or did you watch my casting? Because if you said casting, I would have just left. I would have just left Disney. I would have not been there for the day. So thank you for choosing the correct path and saying the podcast. But yeah, it was
what I watched
running into you guys.
Yeah, it was what I watched more. Obviously, I mean, Kyle and I went to a bunch of MLGs, so we saw you casting on more than one occasion. So.
Oh, you guys went to like MLGs and stuff.
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
We went to a two, I think. We went to Orlando because it was in our backyard, and then we went to Columbus.
I believe it was the one where the Void Rays rage quit Idra out, is my recall.
Oh, okay. So yeah. fairly prominent MLG then.
And then we did the show, our own StarCraft show, up until the long Swarm host meta. And then we
couldn't take it anymore.
We left Here's the Storm. We couldn't take any more Swarm hosts. We couldn't run a show based on that.
It happens. Everyone's got a limit in StarCraft, and that was y'all's. I don't know when mine was. I don't know. I don't know when we stopped doing the show. I don't even remember what happened at the. Chat. How did that end? It was like 2 decades ago for me. Mentally, I don't know why we got out of StarCraft. I guess it just kind of died slowly, like StarCraft did.
With a Swarm host.
StarCraft game getting announced this year, though.
Supposedly.
You must have heard rumblings about that.
Yeah, but I think it's going to be like what, an extraction shooter? That's what
everyone's saying.
Yeah,
strong rumors are. Yeah,
which I'm kind of into. Like that StarCraft kind of, if you're playing like if you have the Terran and you're like a Marine, and then there's the Zealots or the Dark Templars stealthing around, or Zerglings, or like that could be kind of cool. They do that. But
we played a bit of the Arc Raiders, so I'm down to catch Protoss relics and turn them in for Terran bucks or something.
Oh, I didn't think about. Now you're making me hate it, Kyle. Now you're like going into what you would actually be doing in the game, and I don't know.
You go back to your battle cruiser. You have a shop, just like the StarCraft 2 campaign. It'll be fine. They'll do. It'll be like Helldivers meets Arc Raiders. It'll be a good time.
Okay,
totally fine. Right. I'm sure it'll be great. There'll be no Doom post videos about it at all. Everyone will forget about what's the drama right now? Expensive cosmetics over in World War.
That's going to be the thumbnail for this video. Is StarCraft failing? Like, you're already going to put the Doom post starting today. That's the state of content creation. Has nothing to do with the show. It gets one mention over a 90-minute video, and you're just going to like Doom bait it.
I'll dig somewhere. I still have my old StarCraft soundboard from when we did a StarCraft podcast. I will dig it up and I will put it all over the short edit of this. It'll be great. It'll be a good time.
Excellent.
No, I brought you on to accuse you of being the reason that we all have Jesse Cox in Final Fantasy 14 because I believe you're the one that turned him onto it.
Yeah. So I wasn't the original reason. He had a World of Warcraft friend that like said he should try it. And also, Dodger, his longtime podcast wife, I guess is what you could say, on the co-optional and now on the Weekenders, has always played Final Fantasy. She's been playing since like around Heavensward, if not a little bit prior to that, with me and her husband Stripham. And Cox kind of hated it. Cox was kind of a hater of Final Fantasy. I don't know if he's ever said that before. But
I've heard tale of it. I've never seen the clip.
Yeah, he was always like a WoW fanboy, for whatever reason. And then I think he like got convinced to try it by a longtime raiding friend of his. And he like got through A Realm Reborn and realized that he might have been the start of like the MSQ vampire idea. Because he didn't really, he was okay with A Realm Reborn. He got to the end of it, and then all the stuff that happens at the end of A Realm Reborn going into Heavensward occurs, and that's kind of the hook, right? And then he just like was in after that. So we started like a podcast journaling his path, I guess, to playing all the different games, and now he's further than I am, right? So like the student became the master, I guess, in that sense.
I mean, Are you sure it wasn't Ian Hazacostas that convinced him to try by making Shadowlands?
Was that the time?
You know that that might have actually. I think you meant that as a joke, but you might actually be right that Shadowlands was so bad that he was trying other games. You might be right.
That's how I got in.
I started playing Final Fantasy 14 when Warlords of Draenor was out, right? So same kind of effect. And it was like a long, contentless, barren patch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I tried Guild Wars 2. I tried Final Fantasy 14. I tried ESO. And 14 was the one that kind of really stuck.
Yeah. Was it the narrative that got its hooks in you, or like what was the...
Initially, and I'm on my third account now for Final Fantasy 14, but on that very first account, it was more just the vibe. And the fact that it felt, this is damning with praise, but it felt the most WoW-like, which is what I was looking for out of those three at the time. That's obviously not what I'd be looking for now, but at the time it was like, it just had those feels and those vibes, but it was obviously, it's got its own Final Fantasy vibe. And I recognized the vibe, from other Final Fantasy games. And so it had more to grip me than like ESO or Guild Wars 2. I couldn't play Guild Wars 2 because of like the paint swish behind the titles on the menu screens. You got the menu screens and they've got titles.
I'm with you, but you just don't like it,
dude. I hate it. I can't do it. And you
do you hate Pictomancers? Like, is this your...
You can't mod that shit out, man. Like any other game, you'd be able to do some mods and just change the paint swish. And I was like, this is all right. I don't like the paint swish, but it's not. I'm a grown man. I can cope with it. And it turns out I can cope with it, and that's why. And I had 2 other games on the go, so I was like, I don't need to put up with this paint swish. I don't need to do the paint swish. This paint swish doesn't need to be part of my life. It's fine.
Shadowlands, they had like that other world where like the robots live, and it was like all green and stuff. They kept talking about how like painterly and how like the trees look like they're painted. Did that drive you insane?
No, because it wasn't part of the menu screen. That was just like the world, right? That was just like the way it looked. And the art style.
Painted menus are where you draw the line, but painted assets are
I've always said you do not need a good excuse not to play a video game and not to not like a video game. Mm-hmm. Like if you don't like the font that the title screen is in, that is a good enough reason not to play a video game. It's not all that deep. It's fine.
Do not play Expedition 33, whatever you do.
Yeah, I was gonna say, don't Evie make sure he never sees Persona, because he
Persona, yeah. They're very proud of that.
But mate, I'm not against paint swishes. Like I'm not
It's just that
anti-paint
particular
fascist or
one
something. No, I just like it was that particular
evoked
one.
something in you.
It didn't do it for me, man. I just didn't like it. That's all.
There's so much to do in
That's
video
all very
game.
particular.
I love shallow decisions. Like you're at a table with your friends. You all got to pick different classes for like tabletop, and you're just like, the warlock's stupid. I can't have a Fey overlay. Actually, you can. No, I've already decided it's stupid. And you're moving on.
Dude, I think genuinely the thing that's wrong with modern internet discourse is that, it's not enough that someone likes something or doesn't like something. They have to feel like they're objectively correct to not like something or to like something, right? So they have to be able to reason why they like something in an objective way, right? And that's why you get so much toxic internet discourse, is because it's like, if I'm objectively correct to like something and you don't like it, that must mean that you're objectively wrong, right? And if you're objectively wrong and you don't change your mind, even though I've told you why you're objectively wrong, well, you must be a bad person, And that's like internet discourse all over. So, it's incredibly freeing just to be like, nah, fuck that. I don't like it. I don't like paint swish. That's all.
Did anyone see the Tim Kaine quote that was making the rounds, I think 48 hours ago, creator of Fallout?
Yes. Yeah.
Where he was saying no one comes up with their own opinions about games anymore. They just watch a content creator and parrot their opinion. Because I saw that and I was just like, I disagree. I'm sure
no one parrots my opinion.
Absolutely not. Well, if you
disagree with that
once
quote?
in a while, I mean, maybe people would no. But like I'm sure that happens sometimes.
I mean,
but
how many times have we seen folks show up in chat? Like the trickle down effect of a streamer, a YouTuber has said something, a headline has been posted, disseminated over X or Twitter or elsewhere, and then just like literally, 5 words in a row exactly the same, right?
No, I get it.
It's how brains work, right? We hear
yeah.
things, we pick them up, but yeah.
I'll be streaming sometimes and like a little comment will come in about something and I think, oh, it's a bit of a weird take, but okay. And then it will happen 2 or 3 more times and I'll have to stop and I'll be like, okay, what YouTuber has said
where
this?
Is this coming from?
Where is this coming from?
Yeah.
And it does happen. It's like instant.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, but like I found YouTube kind of for like the opposite. Like I was enjoying BFA and I was kind of getting sick of watching people just kind of like talk about how bad it was the whole time, which isn't to say that concerns about Battle for Azeroth was they were invalid, but I was having a good time. So at a certain point, I just got kind of worn down being told I shouldn't have a good time. And I found you two actually having fun with it. So like I
top tier expansion.
Yeah, BFA enjoyer.
I feel like I tend to go the other direction where I'm like, no, I just kind of go searching for people that have the vibe that I'm looking for in the moment rather than I wasn't watching someone being like BFA is bad and then I went, oh shit, I guess BFA is bad. I guess that's my opinion now.
But I think that's the extension of it, isn't it? It's like I like something, right? So but I can't quite eloquate why I like it. And so you gravitate towards creators who maybe can eloquate those things quite well. And they say something that you think is very well put and sums up what you're thinking. And you didn't even quite know that. So you grab onto it and you repeat the thing. And it becomes like a buzzword. And lots of people do that. And it makes sense. I get it.
Yeah. I think that's pretty common. And I think just anything right on the internet, you try to find people to validate your opinion. You have somewhat of an opinion, like I like this thing, and then you go and find other people that also like this thing for the reasons that you like this thing. 100%. I think that's definitely a state of the internet for sure.
I love
everyone
going to YouTube
can find
with
someone that likes something.
Yeah, I love going to YouTube with like a barely vaguely new hobby. Because then it just feels like YouTube's like, oh, thank God, I can inject something else into your algorithm. And
it's
then
true. I developed the vaguest interest in Columbo.
Sorry. You say vague. It's like you literally like mainlined every.
Do you have the outfit?
I look forward to it every night when you were in bed. I was like, I might just stay up for about an hour and a bit. YouTube cottoned onto it straight away. YouTube was like, hey, do you want to watch some Columbo content? And I was like, well, now you mention it, how did you know? And yeah, of course I started, and it's literally doubled my YouTube intake now. You know,
Nice.
yeah.
I think that's good
Now
for
I
you.
watch Grinding Gears and Columbo content.
Yay.
Nice.
And that's it.
I messed up this week because I watched stealth camping, and so my whole YouTube is like, "Oh my god, you wanna climb in a bush or a small van? You love this, don't you?"
Wait, can you elaborate?
Yeah,
on
hold on. You got it. What the hell is stealth
Sounds
camping?
vaguely illegal.
It's the idea.
It is.
like finding a roundabout that has some bushes in it and being like,
Yeah.
"Oh, that'd be a good place to camp." So you film yourself like crawling in there and staying the night and cooking a meal, and when the cops go by, you turn off your light or douse your fire. You know, like.
So JP, Tally, Evie, when you are struggling to fall asleep tonight, go to YouTube, type in "camping with Steve,"
No.
No,
and just watch.
destroy my
Just
algorithm.
watch
Turn off your
No,
phone.
don't,
I don't want.
Yeah.
No,
do it. Don't do it.
Don't listen. Like, no, I don't want the internet sending me that shit. No.
It's wonderful.
Right.
It's absolutely fantastic.
I feel like we'd call it wild camping in the UK.
I think
like
we'd call
something
it-
a little bit more whimsical.
I think we'd call it being homeless in
Wild
the UK,
camping.
which is fine. Like, but
You guys would want a different name for it. That's the most British thing I've ever.
right? Yeah. Like stealth camping is too American.
Yeah.
As an American.
It does kinda have
a-
like, no, it
yeah.
needs to be more
First-
whimsy.
We have to rename this thing.
Kind of has an action vibe to it. Yeah. Bring
then
this
we
down
can
a little
talk
bit.
about
Simulated.
It's a bit more relaxing. Yeah.
Oh,
God, that's phenomenal.
Wow.
All right. We got
Chat's going to burn the house down, Tally, if you don't explain why you're on your third Final Fantasy 14 account.
Oh, okay. So,
Oh, yeah,
like
we
I said,
kinda skipped over that.
my first account was created. The short answer is Mog Station. The long answer is my first account was created, like I say, during WOD, played it, but then WoW was really impolite and it got good again. And Legion came out, banger expansion. The YouTube channel started 10 years ago and started taking off. So WoW became our one and only focus, really, apart from Hitman and FIFA. But apart from that, WoW all the time. And so when I came back to Final Fantasy 14 in the little Legion lull, I'd forgotten my password and username. And so I went to Mog Station and I clicked on I have forgotten my password. And they sent me an email, which, no word of a lie, said, "Oh, thank you for contacting us about forgetting your password. We can fix this for you. Please log into your account using one of the following methods." And all of them required me to enter a password. And I was like, no, well, like, that's the issue I'm having, is that I can't do that. If I knew my password, if I could log into my account,
yeah.
I wouldn't be contacting you. And, they were right. If I could do that, then my issue would be solved. But it wasn't very helpful. And that happened a couple of times. So then I started a new account and I got as far as, the first time I actually got as far as Heavenswood. Heavenswood was current content at the time. But the second time I got about halfway through Realm Reborn again. I fell off it hard, actually. And I didn't come back to it again then until Shadowlands, something that I've learned that Final Fantasy 14 staff call the Great Spike of 2021. And I'd obviously forgotten my username and password again, and obviously Mog Station had a personal grudge against me by this point, so I couldn't even bear it. It's like the Space Jam website, the old 2000 Space Jam website.
Yeah,
it's like the Space Jam website if the Space Jam website just hated you, and every time you clicked on any of the buttons, it just made a fart noise and then died. Like, that's Mog Station. So I started a third account, which is my current account, and that's the one that I've done all my big progress on. And I could never start another account like that. That's, if it came down to it, I just would never play again if it got locked out, which is unfortunate because I am currently locked out of it because I did forget my username and password. And but one of there's the Space Jam website right there. That's
Why did
the
you
one.
go
or
here?
Is it Mog Station?
Wait,
Who knows?
Why
I
did
can't
you
tell.
go here? What were
The
you?
Space Jam website is still functional,
But-
so it's actually a very bad comparison.
Why did you go there? What purpose did you hope to glean from going to the Space Jam website?
Yeah,
Right.
but so the good news is, like, the best thing to come out of going to FanFest for me was I got to speak mano a mano with people who obviously work at Square, And one of our kind of handlers, I guess you'd call them out there, was like, "Oh no, that's a phone call. I can make a phone call and get you back into your account." And I was like,
Damn.
"This was worth the trip, man." What was
They're
it?
going to tell me that like
right.
Yoshi P
Nice.
walked over and handed you a Post-it with your password written on it.
Yeah,
He knows
it's
those.
pretty
He
good.
knows them all.
My God, you guys got a hotel room and
got
Velvet
2
Rope
hotel rooms,
password
mate.
recovery.
Yeah, exactly. Two
2
hotels.
hotel rooms.
With 2 different
hotel rooms.
passwords.
Yeah.
That's insane. That's so nice.
I mean, I remember I started in the Shadowlands. I started Final Fantasy in the Shadowlands Exodus in 2021 and was hugely grateful to people who were kind of on board in our community, in the Final Fantasy community, who are super welcoming, like, you know, but that right off the bat, I was going to buy it on Steam and everyone was like, no, don't buy it on Steam. And I was like, why not? And it's like, no, consult the forum, just listen, you know, and I did my research and I was like, wow, the fact that, you know, I could have bought this game and then could have like not been able to link it properly.
I think it's one of the reasons that the 14 community is so passionate is because they're all just very, very happy to be there.
Yeah, they're like, listen. Yeah.
You know? It's like they know they could lose it all at any moment.
Yeah.
It's very true. Yeah. The login issues have plagued 14 for almost a decade at this point, right? It's wild that that hasn't been like a keynote focus. Imagine if they did that at the start of a keynote. They're like, we're going to fix all the login issues. The crowd would go crazy.
That could be it. That could be the whole expansion.
That could be
No.
Big sweep.
Final
graphic.
Fantasy 14 new station, and everyone will be
Website
like,
as it
"Whoa!"
was. Oh my
It'd be
God.
crazy.
If the client just remembered my password, like if they had announced that, I would have screamed louder than I did for the Evangelion crossover.
Yeah. Yeah, it'd be wild. I've always said, like, imagine if the Mog Station was in Final Fantasy 14, like in the game, kind of like how it is in like WoW or, you know, any modern game, how much more money they would make.
God,
Just being able to like click the MTX that you wanted to buy or click the new mount that you wanted to buy.
Imagine how much more money they'd make if everyone who wanted to play the game could play the game.
That's also true.
It's not the
Yeah.
first time I've
I mean-
heard that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is a common occurrence. We heard Jesse Cox's story. How did you get involved, JP? How did you start up the game in the first place?
Oh, in 14, I'm kind of like a MMO junkie. I've kind of always chased the high of the next MMO. So I played like 1.0 and immediately bounced off that. Yeah, I bounced off 1.0 kind of like most people. And then
Did you go back for the big end of it all? Their like big ending event?
No, I watched from afar.
Okay.
I was aware of it happening, but like 1.0 was just, it was such a terrible game. And I was probably playing, I don't even know what expansion that would be for World of Warcraft, but I was probably playing WoW.
It was
in
what,
terms of my-
2010?
Yeah. So what was that like? Mista Pandaria, maybe?
September
Cataclysm.
2010.
Cataclysm.
Oh, that was
looks like.
Cataclysm. Okay.
Mhm.
Maybe I wasn't playing WoW then. Cataclysm was kind of meh, but
That was the first time I took a big break from WoW. Was Cata?
yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
I
me
think
too.
everyone kind of did that. But yeah, I just kind of, I'm always chasing that MMO high of whatever the latest and greatest was or is.
How are you doing in recent years when all new MMO news is just that new MMOs are getting the rug pulled on funding and never going to see the light of day?
It's funny because I felt like I had trained my whole life to never play those games. Like I never touched Ashes of Creation because I had always seen bullshit like that before, and I was like, nah, that's gonna crash and burn. And then it crashed and burned, and I was like, see, I told you. Like I'm not, I never got into that. What's the other? I'm trying to think of like the other big MMOs.
We had New World that actually released.
Yeah, I did do a little bit of New World. Like the Amazon Twitch sponsor was large with that, so I did partake in a lot of that, and it was okay. I heard it actually got better when they like redid it right before shutting it down.
We had a small contingent in our Discord of folks that were like keeping up with it and seemed really happy with like late night games life's updates. I struggle to get into it. I don't really. I'm a really an aesthetic player for MMOs at the like most base level. Like I'm not going to try your game if not into the aesthetics, and I don't really. Conquistadors don't set my heart aflutter.
Yeah,
like,
that's
oh my
kind
god,
of
I need that armor.
Yeah.
Best
Kind of a
wood
weird
cutting sound in MMOs though. When you're chopping a tree in New World, and it's echoing around the woods, and you're like,
They do have
exquisite.
good tree chopping.
It's good. Yeah.
They,
Gotta
they
chop a
do have
tree.
excellent tree chopping. Yeah,
Yeah.
without question. Without question. I might have
Okay.
to step away. The dog's giving me the death stare. I don't know what he needs.
Okay. Well, tend
Use
to
your
your
words,
dog.
Holly. Okay, he's dead. Okay. Yeah, let me go deal with this. I'll be right back. I'm so sorry.
Cool. Tend to your doggo. Enjoy.
Oh.
So how far did you get, Avatel, in the game?
So I had a big run on stream, going up through. Yeah, we did Heaven's Word, which is like my number one in my heart forever. Into Stormblood, and and then started Shadowbringers. And then a baby happened. A second one arrived, and then I was kind of relegated to the PS5, sitting on the sofa with a PS5 and a baby, and trying to set up like my
That's when you started
controller.
playing Dancer, right?
Yes, I literally started playing Dancer when I started playing on the PS5, because I was like, you know what? This feels right, So I got through there and had a bit of a break. And then, I recently got back into it, and I'm in the patch content for Shadowbringers. And,
okay. How recently did you do the finale for base Shadowbringers?
a few. What is it? When was
A couple of years ago, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I was
okay.
going to say a few months ago.
We're in this house.
We were in this house, so it
Maybe
could have
a
been
year
that long
ago,
ago.
yeah.
Maybe
Time
like
frame.
probably a year ago.
Okay.
But it was awesome. It was so good. I called Tally down for it and everything, and we sat and watched the credits through to the end, and it felt like, as always, every time I get logged back into the game, I'm like, there are things that I love about this game that really grab me, that really take me. I mean, I most recently, was doing one of the patch quests, and Estinian just rucks up, and Dragon Song is like thumping in the background while he's talking, and I'm just like, yes, this is like no relevance to what's happening right now, but I'm like, I'm in it, and it literally it filled my soul. I was like, yes. It reminded me of what I love about the game. So it's all.
And he's just having his
there.
own Batman adventure off to the side while you're stuck dealing with the events of Shadowbringers.
Yeah, it was fantastic. I loved it. But that's where I'm at.
And even though I'm locked out of my account, we and you haven't played for a bit, we have had our subs running this whole time.
Yeah.
Obviously, you haven't run subs. We've been helping out.
I'm there.
We've paid Forever Cold. We've helped the dev team with that one.
Are you guys I have to ask to see if anyone's as insane as I am. Do you not cancel your sub because you want to be able to say that you've been subbed to a game for X amount of months? It's kind of like a Twitch sub
I can't
or
cancel my
something like
sub
that.
because I can't get into Mog Station, mate.
You can't log in.
Okay,
Okay,
there you
all right,
go.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's a
you've
different
learned your
problem.
lesson.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a different type of
It's
insane.
less that I can't cancel it. It's more that I'm worried I'd never be able to start it again. It's just like
easier to
maintain what
True.
I've got. It's like
Yeah.
True.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I'm just happy to be subbed because if I'm like, well, the kids are in bed, Tally's watching Columbo again. Guess I'm gonna, I'm just gonna sit down and log in for a little bit. And it's our free company is always active.
Oh,
We've got
yeah, they're
those
great.
people still on. They're always like, hey, when we hop on.
And there's a big overlap
Worth it for
between our free company and our patron community and our WoW guild as well. So it's a lot of the same people, and it's a good crowd.
Nice. Yeah. I feel like that definitely helps with getting logged in and always, I guess, staying logged in. Just having people to play with ultimately.
Yeah, exactly. And even though I like to approach 14 as a single player game mostly, it is just lovely when you log in and everyone says hello when you've been away for a long time, and you're like, oh yeah, of course, I have friends here. This is brilliant.
Yeah, it's the best for sure.
So we brought you all together because we we believe that all of you are not completely caught up yet. How far have you made it, JP?
I finished Dawn Trail and have not done any of the post-patch or post-expansion content. Like, what is that?
7.1 through
7.1 through 7.5. Yeah, I haven't touched it. Which kind of follows the regular trend. I usually will wait till like expansion launch month-ish and then kind of grind that out as I approach it, just from like a content point of view.
That's how we ended up doing Endwalker, just by nature of kind of when we finished base Endwalker. We kind of had like our big finale of the end there. And then we got our first media tour invite, and we're like, shit, we need to go. We need to finish the patch content before we go to media tour. We need to just like not.
Yeah.
We need
there was a part of me that was like, I got to finish the post-patch content before I go to FanFest, but I stayed away. I didn't really get spoiled or anything by FanFest in terms of what happened, so I guess I was lucky about that in that regard, because past expansions, I definitely would have been spoiled. We're going to the moon? What are you talking about?
in FanFest 22, they straight up had panels where they're like, spoiler warning, if you haven't caught up, you might want to skip this. They did no lore here. This was all mechanical dev perspective of beating up that poor Minotaur.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, other than the trailer itself. So, and we felt the same way about 2023, because we went to 2023, and I didn't think the Dawn Trail trailer spoiled the darn thing. I was like, oh, there's a boat and water. Okay, I think I'll be okay, because we hadn't even started Endwalker yet when we went to the FanFest 3 years ago. But I was curious if you felt spoiled. What about you, Tierney? Were you sitting there being like, oh my God, I can't believe they made more Final Fantasy 14?
I was a bit worried about spoilers and stuff. Yeah. My main fear was just not understanding anything that was going on. Like I didn't want to feel like a fraud. I didn't want to feel like, I was taking someone else's place that should have been there, although I definitely was. So a bit of tally law is, and one of the reasons I insist on playing 14 above anything else really apart from WoW, is that I'm like childhood friends, school friends with Bethan Walker, who plays Alizé in the English dub of the game. Like we went to school together. We were in like the same type friendship group together. We did like youth theater together. We've been in loads of plays together and stuff like that. And so like I have to play 14, right? Because I'm her friend who plays MMOs, right? That's what I do. And so when we got the call to go to FanFest, I was like, yeah, awesome, this would be brilliant. And I called Beth and I was like, yo, Beth, I'll see you in FanFest, yeah? It's gonna be wild, it's gonna be awesome. And she's like, oh yeah, no, they're not taking me to FanFest this year. I asked, but they didn't, it's not happening. And I was like, oh, okay. So I was sitting there basically in Bethan Walker's seat, having a lovely time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Looking at the new expansion. I guess she knows about it already, right?
You feel that the
it's
piece
better
of
that I
paper
was
had
there.
another name on it. Oh no, God.
Yeah. Would she have bought this T-shirt? Probably not. So she's probably got given it. So again, I just helped.
Evercold
help the franchise
exist. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Hey man, voice actors are expensive.
Yeah, I know, man.
They know
totally.
their worth, right? Like it's.
Definitely. Yeah, especially Bethan. Yeah, but like, so that was my main worry, was feeling like I wasn't going to understand anything, because I am, I'm told I'm about 2/3 of the way through Endwalker, like main content. When we moved into this house, I'd had a great time absolutely bopping Shadowbringers at the very end of Shadowbringers when it was about to become Endwalker. And I did like a 48-hour stream and got it all finished like minutes before sort of the servers went down for Endwalker to go live, And I thought, oh, well, that was such good fun. Why don't I do Endwalker all in one go? And, that kind of fever dream quality I really appreciate when I'm playing 14. I think it really works. And so we set it up. This room was it had plaster and stuff all over the place. And I set up a little mattress. And the idea was just to keep streaming. And I think we managed about 50 hours. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then our son got a bit poorly. So I had to cancel the stream, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But I never went back to it after that. But I was on the moon Well, no, I wasn't. I don't want to spoil it for anyone that hasn't played. For you,
Not
I
You're
won't say where I
sitting next
was.
to someone you're
You were
spoiling.
like-
Yeah, but what I will say is, like, some characters who I had grown to love as big, like, bag men turned out they were twinks, which I wasn't against by any means. But
I
I
am
kind of like them more as
intrigued.
big bean bag men.
I'm confused and intrigued.
Bagman?
I like
Can you
it.
explain bagmen
The big
to
bean
those
bag
of
men.
us who are not?
The big beanbag men. I love the big beanbag men from Shadowbringers. They're the best. They rock. I like it when you're sitting in the bank and the big beanbag man comes and sits next to you and like, I think I recognize you.
Oh,
and you're like, yeah, maybe
what
big beanbag man.
beanbag?
Oh, the
And I love them
ancients?
being big beanbag men. They're brilliant. And then
Okay,
turns out
okay.
they weren't big beanbag men.
Okay.
They're actual.
Okay.
Oh, don't,
Like,
tell me.
They're actually
Okay.
Oh,
It's a code
okay.
word. We're good. We're good. We're on.
I.e.,
Yeah, sorry.
like every other character in 14, right? Which I approve of. I can't disapprove of that.
Okay.
You know?
Oh, dude,
We got
Gideon
that.
like finally takes his helm off, and you're
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
blocks.
But I liked the big beanbag men. I like characters like that.
Wow.
But I like twinks as well. So I was, I get the best of both worlds, I guess.
Okay, so you did mean what I thought you meant by twink, and I didn't know what you meant by big beanbag man. All right, I
Yeah,
follow
you
now.
know.
I was
We're all
right there.
caught up.
Right
You
there
know what
with
twink
you, Garrett.
means? Come on, man.
All good.
Just making sure.
Oh.
Just making sure. Yeah.
Yeah,
now I know
my
the exact.
I had I had similar worries, and I'm not even at the big beanbag men yet. So I
No, you
was,
are. You've done Shadowbringers. You are.
Very, very important.
You're not picking up what I'm putting down. That's all.
I know exactly. And I was curious about how what my reaction was going to be to the panels, to the announcements. How much was going to be spoiled. But I was like very pleasantly surprised by how few spoilers there were. I guess one big spoiler I got was that apparently there's a lot of dancing in Dawn Trail. Like people just like love a dance floor.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Like there's a lot, like
Yes.
he just breaking it down.
I got a spot.
There was-
There's a
The
disco
spoiler-
raid,
there's a
right?
disc- right.
There's
Which I'm
one
like,
raid fight. Yes.
sign me
Yeah.
up. But other than that, I loved like the tone of the presentation. Yoshi P is he's like a master of the stage. He has so much riz. He just he owns that whole huge audience and stage, and it was just like a joy to watch him do his thing. And then just hearing about some of the updates they have planned, systemically, mechanically for the game was really exciting. They're like, ooh, do you like sagas? Hello, World of Warcraft players. Do you like sagas? Do you like weeklies? Do you
like reputation tracks?
Do you like rep tracks?
Yeah,
and I was like, this is familiar to me. This is encouraging to me. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm dying to kind of know your.
Don't want to jump ahead on
Yeah.
that one,
Sorry.
Garrett.
Don't mean to. But
No. You're answering exactly like what I wanted to talk to you all about, because I was kind of just curious how you felt about it, because we talked to Jesse and Preach last week, and we all kind of like eventually agreed that it really just felt like it was a presentation for MMO freaks, because they just they went so deep into the game systems and how they're going to change and update them going forward.
Yeah.
Dog agrees.
The dog does agree. Sorry, I muted real quick when you started saying that. Ow.
that was a yes.
He's very upset that he's not he wasn't invited to the show. That's really messed up that you guys didn't invite him.
One of my dogs looks straight up like one of the pets you can get in the game, and I can't believe they didn't send an invite for my little dog Zelda. I was very offended.
I don't know if I have too strong of a take on I guess what you said, but yeah, it was fun regardless. I'm glad that I was invited to it. I honestly have been pretty addicted to WoW recently, with Midnight coming out. So that's where my MMO fiend has been. And I feel like Midnight, they just nailed the pull, the login to constantly they just do a lot of things better, I guess, and that might be heresy, I think, to a lot of people's ears, but the idea of looting and the idea of raiding weekly and all that stuff, I feel like it's just kind of done better over there. But those are, I think, long-standing issues with Final Fantasy that I don't know if they could solve unless they redid the whole system, if that makes sense.
Well, I think of WoW, and I think a lot of Blizzard games as just they kind of have taken seasons and applied them to every game that they make at this point.
Totally.
And it's something I was happy to see on the 14 side of things, because when they announced seasons, I was actually a little like afraid, because I don't really care for seasons all that much. Most of my PTSD though comes from Hearthstone, where the seasons are the month you're in, and it just feels so short.
Yeah.
But so when they said it was going to, like, their seasons were going to be 2 patches, I was like, oh, cool. All right, sick. Because my brain immediately went to Blizzard. And then when they said how long it was going to be, I'm like, okay, they're still making it their own thing. Because I think of 14 as a game with like a longer tail, a game I can really kind of take my time with. And I don't need to speed through, which is why when I finally caught up on the MSQ and I went back to watch your playthroughs, Tally, I was like, you're an insane person. Like playing entire MSQs in a single go is like the craziest way I've seen.
The best way. I love it. And because that's how I cope with playing it on stream. Okay, because actually I discovered that I much prefer playing MSQ off stream. I just feel like I can, do the voices in my head instead of do them out loud. And
obligatory.
No one kind of swears a blood feud against me because I say that I think Emmett Selk is actually a baddie. And
well, I mean, like baddie as in hot. Like he's got that shit on
in literally every sense of the world, right? And like I got more out of it that way, until I started doing it in huge masochistic chunks. And then I love doing it on stream, because like I say, you do enter this kind of fugue state, this kind of fever dream state, which I think just really, I don't know, it gives the whole thing a kind of a trippy vibe, which I kind of enjoy.
I'm kind of the opposite to you in some other ways as well. But I really enjoy, really taking my time with the MSQ. I am taking my time so much that I am literally still in Shadowbringers. Like like you say, Garrett, like I've never, I don't feel like I need to rush, like I need to catch up. I know there's new content coming out all the time, but I don't feel like my life is hinging on having to do it really, really quickly. And so I just like just stepping back and savoring it a bit. And that's like not even touching any of the side quests, right? Like that's not like I am a straight up like MSQ. I'm playing my RPG and other people happen to be there, right? Like other humans happen to be playing. This is my like, solo player narrative experience with like enhanced, there are other people who are there who have done it, right?
Yeah.
So that's my experience of it.
Yeah, that's how I try and sell it to my friends who are Final Fantasy fans but haven't played 14, because they're like, oh, it's an MMO, I'm staying away. I'm like, it's got a very direct linear story that, like, if you're looking for more Final Fantasy operatic, fantastic style stories, like 14 definitely has in spades. So, at the same time, I've now fallen enough down like the difficult content rabbit hole that I do enjoy it. And I'm like, I almost just want like a skip everything alt, so I can just like start fighting bosses like the day they're available, and then take the story as slow as I want it. So I keep bouncing around with like maybe ripping that idea at some point, but I don't know, because I like to tag Kyle around with me, and I don't think he's there yet. So, but the day he is,
and those
when I'll have a whole other character.
Those two ideas are at odds with each other, right? Like if you have all these players at your table, some want loot, some want story, but giving them both the same at the same time is going to be near impossible. So JP, you mentioned that like Midnight's kind of bringing it, where they bring in a story aspect, or is it just that like when we imagine WoW loot, we think of like a trinket that procs the fireball, which causes the haste and makes 5 illusions of you, like that sort of carrot on a stick?
Well, yeah, I mean the story of Midnight is like okay, I guess. I mean, especially when compared to anything that Final Fantasy has done recently. But for me, it is the gameplay loop that's like king, right? Like I feel like that's one thing that Final Fantasy seems so like cookie cutter, right? Where like new expansion comes out, you're gonna get a dungeon at level 82, at level 84, at level 86, at level 88, and then probably 2 dungeons at 90. With WoW, like that's kind of there, but it's a lot more freeform, I guess. And they've done that for so long in Final Fantasy. I would love for them just to kind of like break that mold. But but I don't
you feel
know
like
if they could.
do you feel like the class redesign or the job redesign is not exactly what you're talking about, but does that bring in like an element of freshness and a kind of like of resetting a little bit?
Yeah, definitely. I would say that that is a great. I think it's a great thing, right? When you look at, they haven't really touched the combat side of things to that scale in over a decade, and so I'm glad that they're doing that for sure. I hope that whole like message and theme of evolving the game kind of goes even further than that for sure. But it definitely was when they announced that I was like, oh, okay, I'm excited. You get to ultimately see kind of 21 new takes on classes, right? And then whatever else they bring into the fold with the 2 new classes. But yeah, that for me, WoW's narrative is always just kind of like meh. Even the new like Saga stuff, I feel like is like okay. They're kind of doing like an Avengers thing, where they're trying to get everyone back together for this whole like final thing, and then whatever's going to happen happens. I would love to see like, they're never going to do it, but I would love to see a massive reset in WoW, where it's just kind of like they bring everything back down to the ground ultimately in terms of power level and scale and all that stuff and blah 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 blah. But there's no way they're going to like a Realm Reborn World of Warcraft at this point. Yeah. It's too much.
I tried doing that a little bit in 14 in Dawn Trail, and while there were plenty of people who enjoyed it, there were a ton of people who did not like that.
Such a risk, But I think both games, and I for the record, I hate comparing WoW and 14, but it's kind of impossible not to sometimes. And like especially with the changes that 14 are looking to bring in. As a WoW player, you sit there and you go, oh, you're making like the weekly grind a bit more like. Wow. Okay, that's cool. It works in WoW. Like
more
I think
MMO friendly.
Yeah, most WoW players think that gameplay wise, WoW is probably as good as it's ever been at the moment. It's really nailed that kind of like that loop, like you were saying. And everyone knows what's bad about WoW. It's the story, it's the characters. It's like, and they've been focusing a lot with the whole World Sword saga on their storytelling and on kind of expanding on threads and characters and things. And it's way better than it used to be. It's not very good. It's a very low bar to begin with, but it's like definitely got better. And 14 are doing the same thing. It's like they've got the story thing nailed. Everyone knows they do the best story thing. It's like, yeah, whatever. And I completely agree with the guys who were on your podcast last week, which is they were making a big pitch to endgamers and like MMO players. Like, well, actually, this is just a really good MMO now, man. It's got all that stuff you like from WoW, which it does really, really well. We've got that now. Look, it's and that's not a bad thing. That's not a criticism. That's like actually made me all the more excited to play it. I think it's a terrific thing. And the job rework looks fantastic. All the new UI stuff looks great. It made me super excited. Yeah. And it made me feel more at home with 14 as an outsider to kind of end game stuff, I
mean, there are a lot of players that play both. And I think by nature of, at least for a while, being someone who played both, I think we've gathered a decent amount of them in our little online community as well. So like I don't mind comparing them. I try and just try and watch my ass, because there's some things that are just incomparable.
And even by just talking about that there could be comparisons, we have our own. Like, yes, the story is great, but also we saw dudes standing in the snow in the trailer and went, it'll be fun to go in his memories and wonder why and explore that in a dungeon. Yeah. Like you can't help but apply the pattern. And one of the big excitements there is, they removed this 2-minute meta. May not have meant a lot as an outsider, but to us, it's like, that point where the boss does nothing because he's interacting with our cooldowns. And every boss is this really hectic, insane fight. Whereas over in World of Warcraft, sometimes, you fight, thinking of BFA, my big raiding experience, the floor eggs fell out of the walls and you beat up floor eggs and you're just like, this is kind of relaxing. Like, this is a nice break because I'm not doing 4 bosses for my whole night. I'm doing 12 and I'm going to go insane if I don't just beat up some floor eggs for a little.
Yeah, I really enjoy returning to WoW, like just for how much combat there is from quest to quest compared to 14. I don't really want 14 to become that, but because they're different, it feels refreshing. It's nice to get back in. Because like I still play a good amount of WoW, but like I have found over the years that I really do prefer classic. I wish they hadn't turned off the Wrath of the Lich King servers, because that's my favorite version of WoW. I would like to live there, and then please, for the love of God, give me a hardcore version of BC and give me a hardcore version of Wrath of the Lich King. Do you not like money? Do you not like money? I'll pay for an extra server. I don't give a shit. I'll buy that day one. Yeah, so it's like going back and forth between the two, like really scratches a good itch. I also have my own thing I'm really enjoying with Midnight at the moment, which is for the first time my WoW life, I'm playing it like I play 14. I'm taking it super slow because I'm a Blood Elf freak. And there's a lot of sick ass little, like, you blink and you miss it side quests all around the Blood Elf areas that like really get into some nerdy shit that I'm all about. And I haven't done that since Wrath of the Lich King, because I'm also like, Arthas is one of my favorite video game characters of all time. That was the last time I actually like paid attention or read quests in World of Warcraft. So I'm also having a good time with Midnight, but I'm also like I'm not even near max level on like one character. Like I am just kind of getting in there as like a little hobby. Like it's kind of, instead of painting minis, I'm slowly going through WoW's Midnight campaign right now.
Yeah.
It's funny that just, as long as we're talking about comparing WoW and Final Fantasy, but it does make me think like playing purely the MSQ in Final Fantasy XIV has been like an extremely rewarding narrative experience for me. Like I have really enjoyed it, even without dabbling in side quests, which I know will enhance my experience. I've loved it. Whereas in WoW, and we even spoke to a dev about this recently, we're like, oh, well, this thing that, we're interested in, why didn't it come up in the main story quest? And they were like, we can't tell a coherent story in a main story quest. They're like, that's not possible. We cannot tell a story for everyone in the story quest. You get that from the side quests. So it's a completely different approach, really. And thankfully, the side quests in WoW have become really enriching. They've become really, really good. Some of them are really well written. They really have they've made Midnight a really good expansion for me. But it's so interesting, thinking about these like two different approaches. They're like, no, we can't give you everything in the main story quest. That wouldn't work. It's like, well, I've seen that. I've seen that elsewhere.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure I agree with that, but sure.
Yeah, it's not quite what he said, but
no, exactly. But I think what I'm trying to say is, my experience in WoW, having a nice full narrative experience, relies more heavily on side questing, going into the world. Whereas like in Final Fantasy, I feel more like I can just plow ahead on the MSQ and still get that story told to me. It's just a different way of delivering
There's no acknowledgement,
story, right?
The side stories are the more enriching ones in WoW, whereas you can trust the MSQ to kind of be an enriching experience by itself, I guess.
You've summed that up. That's what I was trying to say.
I mean, there's no doubt that like things are pretty floaty when you first make your way over to 14. Like I remember the first time I was on my paladin and I did a sword thing and my feet were stationary and I just rollerbladed back and forth. And you go, wait, what? And eventually you're caught by the beauty of the giant swords raining from space and everything's exploding. And then 7 other people show up and start exploding. And you just go, this is fine. I have enough graphics to absorb. Did that display of action combat move any of you in kind of that WoW sphere? Or did it remind you of like Wild Star or anything else you ever played?
I'm not a lover of action combat in MMOs personally. I prefer tab targeting. I think like for RPGs, tab targeting feels more like a live version of turn-based, which is like that feels like an RPG to me. It makes the combat rely more heavily on stats and on stat weights and on like just numbers and gear, and that's always going to feel more like an RPG to me. That's what an RPG is. It's like I want to part of an RPG is the empowerment of your character and getting the better stuff so you can do the thing that you couldn't do before. And I think for me, tab targeting is always going to represent that better in an MMO kind of environment than kind of actiony. Having said that, I'm not sure how actiony the new 14 kind of gameplay is. It looks again a bit more like WoW. Not as in copying homework, of course not, but on the spectrum of not WoW and WoW, it's a bit more towards the WoW part of the
Slightly
spectrum
more
now.
familiar,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, exactly. And I love 14's combat. I would say it's my second favorite combat system in MMOs. Like, in the same way that no one's ever going to touch 14 for story, I don't think anyone's ever going to touch WoW for combat. It's just like the best feeling MMO combat out there. It's just like, it's got that Blizzard thing of, it's really nice just to log into that game and press buttons. And whether those button presses be running circles around Dalaran, or just killing mobs randomly, or just, jumping up and down on the spot, for some reason, it's just got that old school Blizzard sauce. It feels great to press buttons. And 14 feels lovely to press buttons, but it's just not the king. That's all. And so I've always liked that 14 took a different approach with its combat. It's a long sequence of abilities. It feels more like a kind of a fighting game in that sense, where you want to string together those long combos, and if you mess it up, you're done, right? You've missed your moment in that string. And kind of introducing more sort of decision making and priorities and stuff like WoW has generally. I totally in favor of that. I mean, it's got a 2-second GCD, so it's never going to feel that good to me. But like, I like the combat in 14. That's not me criticizing it.
Yeah, I'm curious if they'll mess with that at all as part of Evolved Combat or anything like that. It didn't look like it, and they would
have
really
to change so much,
Global
right? Like, you would have to go back and alter like every fight in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Ultimately, they mess with the GCD.
I'm already just curious about how old fights, because
are going to work.
One thing because one thing I really like about 14, and was one of the earliest comparisons I ever made to World of Warcraft, was that they keep their old content pretty relevant by having just checkboxes that are just like, would you like to make this minimum eye level? Would you like to turn off the echo? Like, it's not a perfect 1-to-1 representation of what it was when it came out, but it is way closer than if I'm transmog farming in World of Warcraft and I'm like soloing bosses from a Wrath raid in like 3 seconds. Mm-hmm. It's a much closer approximation. It's something I love about the game. But I'm curious to see, is that going to break if I go in with Evolved Combat? Like, am I going to be able to? Is mid-eye level older raid fights going to be a lot easier with Evolved Combat? It's something I'm kind of personally curious about.
Yeah, I don't know how they'll approach that. I mean, they could just lock it to like Evolved Combat is only available in newer expansion content, right? And that's it. You can't like take it back to Coil or something like that, because it would just break the fight ultimately. But giving the trend that they've set, I doubt that. I don't know if they would want to do that. I don't know if they would want to like block off people from doing the older content in the way that they want to do it. But definitely a question for them to answer, right? That people are going to be curious about.
I can't imagine. Because they let limited jobs go into old content, I can't imagine they're going to be that precious about it.
Yeah.
But
yeah. I guess if the option's there, just that might be the best route. Leave it up to the user rather than locking people out of doing a thing they want to do ultimately.
Yeah. But back to Kyle's question for you too, JP, like, how are you feeling about the Evolved Combat announcement and the demo that they showed?
Yeah, I think it looks cool. It's funny. I've always searched for a way to describe what World of Warcraft does with its combat, and you described it so well. Like, it's just fun to press buttons, right? And WoW, like everyone could tell in World of Warcraft if someone's circling a building and jumping, they're in Discord talking, right? Like that's just kind of like, because it's just a fun thing to do while you're spouting inane bullshit. That is kind of the thing that I've always just tied to, like, the GCD is the issue or whatever with Final Fantasy not being quite there. I feel like it's gotten better over the past expansions in terms of just being super responsive and kind of getting closer and closer to in my mind, the pinnacle of like MMO responsiveness, which is Warcraft. But yeah, until I really like play the evolved classes and kind of see how it feels, I don't know. Like, I don't know how that's going to go. I'm very curious to see how they, in a world where they are so, like delicate to the touch of changing something in Final Fantasy that they'll spend 30 minutes in a live letter talking about, like, it's okay, we're not gonna increase teleport prices that much, guys. It's not gonna be that level of silliness almost. I really am curious to see how they let people interact with that prior to the actual expansion coming out. Like, are they going to include it maybe in the benchmark to where you can like log in and try the new thing, try the new feeling of the evolved classes? Will they just wait for launch? Is that going to come in like a patch prior to the expansion? I don't know. I don't know how they're going to approach all that stuff.
That's an interesting thought.
In all your MMO wanderings, have you ever found a game where you're like, now that's what I want to go back to in terms of controls, in terms of feel?
It's always been WoW. Like WoW's, I've always compared it back to WoW. Like I started with like EQ1 and Dark Age of Camelot, and those felt okay, but there was like it felt like almost like when you would sit there and strafe, like you were in mud, I guess is how I can explain it. And like then you go to WoW and there's just like a crisp feeling to, you know, the animations and the input that you're doing is reflective in how you're managing the character. Yeah, I'm trying to think of like a game that has felt responsive, but most of the games that have felt super responsive, they're all just trying to chase WoW. At the end of the day, right? They're all just trying to like get to that level.
Yeah, because I have some standouts that really flip the script, but it's not what I want 14 to go for, or for WoW to go for. Like I really enjoyed Terra back in the day because it was like full on proper like action based combat.
Terra felt pretty good.
It felt really good, and it still had the MMO vibes. But I never remember playing that and being like, boy, I wish WoW was like this. And I wasn't playing 14 at the time, but I don't want 14 to play like that. I have like really horribly specific things that are more about like the class and the job. Like, because I remember, like, I loved Death Knight when it first came into WoW, but as soon as they kind of got rid of like you can tank on whatever spec you want on Death Knight, it's blood spec or no spec. I was just like, you ruined the class. Like this class was really interesting because of the freedom you had to actually utilize the talent system in the way that I think everyone always kind of wanted the talent system to work in WoW, which is actual individuality.
Yeah.
And they just kind of ruined it. And to me, Dark Knight in WoW is just a more fun Blood Death Knight. So it's kind of what I always wanted, even after the fact that they forced me to tank Blood Spec. And then like SWOTOR, I really enjoyed the combat in, but like it was very WoW adjacent.
It was,
and like so the things I really complimented it for was like I liked it's extremely specific. I loved the more like visual feedback you got from shit like interrupts. Like I played a Sith warrior, big surprise. I like the edgelord tanks. When you would like interrupt your target, you would force choke lift them off the ground, and so there's a much bigger kind of visual representation that you were hitting your interrupt or hitting your silence. And I just was like, this is sick. Just like, you know, like because in WoW, if you stun, you stun. If you stun on rogue, it looks like the same if you hammer of justice on a paladin. Like they get the little, you know, Looney Tunes days over their head. You know, there's not as much visual flourish to it or individuality from class to class. And so yeah, I would say I would love a little more of that in 14 as well. But yeah, it's funny you mentioned it, Tally. Just like you got into 14 and it felt close enough WoW wise because that's what you like, and I felt the same way once I kind of got because I had a non-start. I started Realm Reborn. I was like, I was really turned off by the load walls. I was like, what do we? Is this PS2? Why are there load walls? Like this feels archaic, and it really
isn't that part of the charm, right?
Now I do not mind it, and particularly there's a lot of parts throughout even the MSQ where you go to different locations from zones like all the way back in Realm Reborn they've never seen before, and they can have that surprise.
Yeah.
Because there are load walls and because you can't fly over the entire continent unfettered.
Yeah.
They can have these big story moments where you're like, oh, damn, it's like a whole new location in a zone that I've been to 1,000,000 times, but I can still place it because of the overall style, but it's someplace completely new that I would have never in 1,000,000 years found because I literally cannot go to it. So
Yeah,
I think they
my
wield
favorite-
it in a
My favorite
way.
14 moment of all time is in Heavensward. Well, just the whole of Heavensward, really. But where you're on your little fellowship quest with Alfinio and your little team, and you're camping, and you're like under the canopies to avoid the dragons, and it actually it feels like you are on a fantasy kind of pilgrimage sort of quest trek, and you're getting to one place and you're hunkering down for a bit, and it's like cool, and it's the next day and you're traveling to another place, and I've never known an MMO to be able to create that feeling of kind of slow travel across a space, and it's probably the load walls that help with that for sure. But yeah, it definitely kind of, you notice it when you start playing 14. Like the original 14 content is 15 years old now as well. So I mean, it's like it's old. It's old stuff anyway. And even for the time, it was like quite a lot of load walls. But my hill I always die on is that Realm Reborn is really good. I get slightly annoyed when people slag it, and when people are like, okay, you're gonna love 14. As soon as you get through that dog shit, right? As soon as you're like, it's like, it's that thing of, I always think the way people talk about it, it's as if, I ask someone on a date, right? And they look me up and down, all right? And they're like, yeah, okay, I like what I'm seeing. I'll go on a date with you.
I see why the 2 hotel rooms now. Yeah, no.
And I'm like, great. All you have to do is spend 400 hours going on dates with 10-year-old me, like me from 10 years ago first. And I warn you, I was very boring back then. You're not going to enjoy that. But once you've gone through about 400 hours of that, you'll get to current me. And honestly, oh boy, that's the good shit, right? That's really, really good.
It's going to be great.
It's like, well, you're here right now. Can't I just go on a date with you right now? It's like, no, you have to go out with me from 10 years ago first. It's going to take you a long time. Don't skip it. You can buy a skip, but that defies the point.
Exactly.
Just date me from 10 years ago. I hope you like alt folk. I hope you like very strong views on atheism. But then it's worth it, because then you get to me later on, right?
Totally. We'll overcome all of these.
Yeah, exactly.
Warning. I've gotten a little formulaic in my old age.
Yeah. but I like, genuinely, I don't think that is the issue with Realm Reborn. I like it. I think it's good. I think it's a good game, and I will always stand Realm Reborn.
Yeah, we had a lovely chap who was part of our I guess like PR group, who kind of flew over with us, and one of the things that we were a bit nervous about when we came out, it's like, oh, we're not caught up on the story, and then we were chatting with some of the people with us, and they're like, oh, I've never played a day of it in my life. I don't even really know what this game is, and we were like, oh, okay, I don't feel so bad right now. But there's a guy who was with us who does lots of first plays, like let's plays, and he's like, I cannot wait to play Final Fantasy 14 online, and we're like,
I was like,
are you ready?
I was like, if I was about to make as much money as you're about to make, I wouldn't get away either. Are you kidding me? I'd love to start 14 on stream. Right? Yeah, seriously, that'd be awesome.
I still got Shadowbringers, but yeah, so I'm really, and he's beginning his journey, so it's really quite interesting, like seeing him doing it. I'm like, okay, how, like, are you going to do it? Is he going to go all the way through with it? I'm not even really a Final Fantasy veteran. I'm more like a shriveled sprout, like I'm a sprout. It's like a little.
No, you're not shriveled. No, you're just as firm and green and leafy as you've always been.
Babe. I'm like a sprout that's just gone a little brown, and just a little crinkly around the edges. So even I am like, oh, what's he gonna think about Realm Reborn? And maybe I'll spectate, maybe I'll tune into his streams and see how it goes. Right?
Yeah,
it's amazing that becomes like passed down in the Final Fantasy community.
I mean,
I think your starting city can also play a huge role, because I just did not jive with Gradadia, which was what I went with the first time I tried playing, and then the second time I ended up going with Limsa, and I was like, oh shit, pirates are kind of cool. I don't mind the pirates. The pirates are kind of doing it for me, and it definitely helped keep me keep me locked in. But yeah,
imagine not going to the pirate place first of all. I mean, that's on you. That's your own
First
fault.
mistake.
Ulda. I loved Ulda.
But you're right that
I
like,
always
FanFest
Go
was seeded, as it were. Like they had something to share, and whether it was people finding out that like the cosplayers, there were professional cosplayers outside who had never played. I think that's amazing because having that energy in the room of amazing displays make you go, oh, everything's so vibrant and alive. And the trailer plays, hype, they're talking about announcements, Evangelion, all this stuff that just like, generally you can just get caught in the crowd. The crowd's chattering. And then they have all the invitees sit through the Switch panel. Like, oh, here's the CEO comes out and the Switch, and we apologize about the price. Like, that must have been a roller coaster from the outside.
Yeah. I feel like the community will, even like the hardcore community, memes on that in the right way. Like, because I feel people could definitely be like, oh God, they're going to talk about the Switch too. But then the community jumps in and they're like, oh God, they're going to talk about the Switch too. Here's Yoshi P talking 30 minutes about how much he loves Mario or so, like just something. They always expect a certain aspect of something to occur, I guess, in the community for the meme, right? That's where, like, when the boredom comes on in the live letter, people are really glued in because they want to see what the latest and greatest Twitter post meme bait is going to be, right? Of Yoshi P turning and doing something.
That's true. That did happen.
Yeah. So I think that gets passed on to people that aren't necessarily like clued into all of that just by like proxy almost. But you're right. Some of that stuff is kind of weird. Like the fact that Yoshi P brought a Switch 2 out and like a 2005 E3 thing and was like, look at the Switch 2. It's run. We've plugged it in. This is real. It's really running. Like that was wild to see. With the CEO out there and everything, it felt very much like a early E3 presentation to me, in the best ways possible. I guess is like I enjoyed that. It was kind of nostalgic in a lot of ways.
It's just kind of wild to me how long the keynote is. Like we were just sat there for like 2.5 hours. I mean, a lot of those like it's being translated, but It is a lot to expect for, I think, an audience. As someone who spent a lot of time in that very hall in BlizzCon, I very much appreciated how front-loaded it was, though. Like before Yoshi even came out, announcement trailer, right? Brilliant. It was like 30 seconds long. Promise of more later. And I was like, whoa, the WoW community would never accept that. Never. They'd be like, where's our proper cinematic? Where's our proper trailer? What's going on? Where's our features trailer? Like, what? Come on, man. Where's our deep dive right now? And the other thing was like when Yoshi was doing his like meme Q&A, like the one with the dice. Slash random. Yeah. And I was like, dude, I'd pay so much money to see Ian try and get away with this shit. Like, if people were asking Ian questions like, oh, when will this be in the game? And Ian's response was like, oh, I don't want to do that. That's so hard. Do you know how hard that would be? That would be so hard. Oh my God. I mean, I guess you could do it, but can I be bothered? I don't know. I guess I'll ask someone, but they're going to tell me to fuck off, man, because that shit is hard. It's hard. And I was like, Yoshi carries that.
He does get away with.
We would start like literally murdering people on stage at BlizzCon trying to win that shit. Yeah,
I've never thought about that, but you're right. He does get away with things like that for sure.
He's earned it, right? Because people they trust him, and and they're happy with the product, and they're really happy with their game. So you can troll a bit and you can meme a bit and tell the truth about how you just don't want to do something because it's really hard. Or just be flat out like, I mean, compare. There were times when he was answering questions where he's like, no, you wouldn't like that, and you can't help but think of like the very famous J. Allen Brack quote of "You think you do, but you don't." Right? Something which has been like a stick to beat WoW and Blizzard with for years and years and years, not unreasonably so. And Yoshi dropped like 3 of those in the Q&A. He was like, "Nah, you don't want that." No. You know?
Yeah.
Like, I respect it. And that comes from, a really good relationship between developers and community and like just different expectations and different kind of priorities and wants and a different level of trust between, the two communities, I guess.
I would call it like the power of legacy, because you bring up Jalen Brack, like he wasn't even the head of Blizzard yet at the time, but then when he was made the head of Blizzard after Morheim's exit, that it came to bite him in the ass, and also there were a lot of drop balls in that period, and then he's also gone. So that's just kind of Jab's legacy, is being a jackass, and I think he deserved it.
That's fair.
That guy, yeah. I mean, I have my own, carved axe for that dude because of his Death of Heroes of the Storm esports letter that felt like it was written by AI about 10 years before we even had AI.
In the advanced technology,
yeah. Like, it was just like so soulless. But like, and we've had characters like that, but like World of Warcraft really doesn't have anyone anymore. Metzen has come back, but like Ian's getting there, because he's been there long enough, but the guard of WoW has changed so many times that and it's not, and like, again, here please forgive yet another comparison, but something that like surprised the hell out of me when I got into 14 was live letters. I'm like, wait, they do a 3-hour live stream where they leave for 15 minutes, they come back, they're like, yeah, sorry, I had to have a smoke, and then they just like hold up sheets of paper with like the armor printed on it, like, because you go and you watch a WoW presentation and it's like 17 cameras and a film crew, and it's 13 minutes and 8 of them were spent talking about a duck model. And I love art in games, I love WoW's art in games, but like, I never feel like I get that much out of it. Whereas like, I think Yoshi P, whether obviously he's intensely media trained. Everyone they let go up on the stage at FanFest, they're intensely media trained. But I think media training gets a bad rap, because I think if someone like actually like really understands what they're allowed to say and what they're not allowed to say, they can let more of themselves shine through, because they get to just be themselves. And I think that's what we see with a good amount of the presenters from what do they, CS3 now, which just makes me think of Photoshop, but they keep changing their damn studio name. But CS3 I think is the acronym. But it's just like, to me, that is kind of just the power of legacy. I mean, we have those ongoing memes like you were talking about, JP, like everyone's just like kind of waiting, like, all right, what's the funny moment, even though maybe it's not as fast paced, maybe it doesn't have like the speed of a presentation from a different developer, but everyone knows there's going to be moments of improv, there's going to be moments of surprise, there's going to be moments where something goes a little wrong. And I think just like the reason folks, like, I think the average individual watches just a streamer, just your average streamer, I think is kind of, they've kind of endeared themselves to an audience much the same way. Yep.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that. I've been to so many different BlizzCons, and I don't think I've ever sat. It might have been it's probably because I was like working the event rather than just hanging out like I was at FanFest. But I've never sat and watched a panel at BlizzCon before. Whereas with Final Fantasy, I was in the crowd for almost every single one, and like actually enjoying it, intently like watching what was being presented to me. And I think I'm the reason we keep doing so much comparisons. But at BlizzCon, I've just never done that before. Like, I've never sat down, and I don't know if that's because I have never cared enough to like go learn about why they designed I couldn't even name a panel at BlizzCon, to be honest. What do they talk about at the panels at BlizzCon?
Voice acting.
Okay, yeah,
like those are the.
I guess I've been in the audience for like the cosplay. At BlizzCon.
Yeah, those are the type of things I would rather go see at BlizzCon, because I've gone to the dev panels, and it's always easier to just read a rundown afterwards. Like, if you actually want the information to report on it for content, it's so much easier to like just grab a bullet list afterwards. I always enjoyed going to the art panels, the voice actor panels, and the cosplay panels.
Okay.
Cosplay panel was still very produced for sure. I mean, but it's like you're there to see sick ass costumes, and that's what you're there for. But the art panels and the voice actor panels, it was so much more like just fucking around.
Yeah.
Like it's a good time, like people kind of talking off the cuff, and like that's always kind of what I wanted to see. And to me was the kind of, if you end up going to a lot of these conferences, it's the thing that like that's the experience you can only get at those conferences. You can get the experience about learning what's coming to the game from sitting on your bum at home. In fact, you're probably gonna have a better experience than we did. Like I could not understand a word of the trailer for Evercold when they
no
in the hall.
Right.
Yeah, I had to rewatch it for like quote unquote the first time when I got back home, because you're right, you couldn't really hear. I had a hard time sometimes just hearing people talk when they were on stage, depending on where I was in that hall. I think the further you got away and like off to the side, the reverb was just crazy. So you definitely get a better experience just staying at home if you're going there for like that content.
And you'd also, be at that voice actor panel at BlizzCon, but it was happening at the same as all the other panels. So you'd be kind of, you'd be trying to pay attention, but you're like, what are they doing with Medivacs? Like you're kind of leaning back, looking at the other panels, knowing you're missing things constantly. So there was sort of a relaxation being in this more focused, one chair forward environment.
Yeah. No, that is also a good point. Like the BlizzCon is 4 halls, right? Like it's so much more because they're covering so many different IP and they've got so many different panels going on. Whereas like Final Fantasy is that one hall with kind of like a side hall for overflow, and that's it. So yeah, definitely a different experience, I suppose.
I've always loved that kind of music festival
year
feel about BlizzCon, though, of like, who are the bands that I want to see? What are the panels I want to see? And this one overlaps with this one. And okay, well, this one's in Hall C, and this one only finishes in Hall A. It gives us like 2 minutes to get there and do that. So, and we're always working at BlizzCon as well, so we never get to see all the panels that we want to see. But I do love that vibe of kind of, and the panels kind of pick themselves as well in a way, because like you say, they're covering so many different games. It's a case of picking out for us the WoW ones. Basically, is kind of does our work for us in that sense. But I do love the kind of traveling the space and getting to the different bits and having the different areas where you're watching different things and what have you. I love that. And but I loved like the focus of FanFest, because it was just that very streamlined experience in a way.
Like everyone is there for the same thing. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. No, that is
that's the
cool
biggest
thing.
difference by far.
Yeah.
Between the two, you're saying between two cons?
Yeah, because I mean, BlizzCon is everything Blizzard makes.
Right.
It's like the Final Fantasy 14, you're in line for a hot dog. The person in front of you probably plays Final Fantasy 14.
Right.
Probably.
You'd be at BlizzCon, you'd be like, hey, what'd you think of the StarCraft finals? And they'll be like, I've never seen StarCraft in my life. And you're like, oh shit, okay. Sorry, bud.
Yeah. No, that's definitely true.
And the inherent competition that comes from that. Let's give the server a quick restart here.
Sure.
Oh, okay.
Discord.
There we go.
Oh, in Discord. Oh, doing the old lagarito.
Yep. All right. We're back.
Nice. Good stuff. No, the competition, I was going to say, the other thing about BlizzCon I remember is every year being increasingly more sad as esports I gave a crap about kept leaving the main stage for things like Overwatch.
Oh, yeah, you watch it change and move down the hall further and further, and you become competitive with the other games you were surrounded by.
Here's the Storm eventually ended up in the basement. If you wanted to try the Deathwing demo, they put it in the basement.
Where you would check in. It was, it was wild in that way. Honestly, like in terms of the crowd, I'm glad you guys had a great time. Honestly, my only thing was like, is the Primals going to be weird as an outsider? Like, because you go to BlizzCon, they're like Metallica. You're like, oh, we got Tenacious D, and you're about to see the most ravenous pile of fans go nuts over the devs.
Yeah.
I absolutely loved the Primals, like so much so. I mean, it was enhanced by the fact that we got to hang out with you guys, Garrett and Kyle. Like, we had good concert buddies. But like I absolutely loved it. Literally to the point where afterwards I was like, Tally, Primals are playing Download Festival. Should we go to Download this year?
If you've made
I
it
don't
to,
care about whatever Slipknot, whoever's playing. I'm like, can we go see the Primals again?
Oh, like, dude, no, we only go to music festivals where they have yurts now. Sorry, we're just at that age. Okay,
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
unless Download's got some sweet ass yurts.
Yeah.
Nah, my download time is gone. Sorry.
I loved seeing the Primals. I loved like I love the idea that you have like some musicians and people on board who, you know, I mean, the music of Final Fantasy is top tier. That's it's not debatable, right? I'm not going to debate that. But the fact that they're like, like sucking this guy's like band, should we, you know, I don't know the genesis of the Primals, and I don't know how much it really fed in with like the game and whether it became like an offshoot, but it's like, should we just play in our band? Like he's awesome too. He's got some great stage presence too. Like let's just do this. I absolutely loved it. I was not prepared for Michael Christopher Koji Fox in like a little trilby on stage. I wasn't really prepared for that.
I think I'm so glad I was there to see your first experience, because I don't think anyone isn't surprised when they, because like, you go to Koji's panel like earlier that day, and I mean, he comes off like a dev, like he's a nerdy video game developer. Yeah. He's quite affable, but you don't get rock lead. I don't think he gives that when he's talking about, so I was researching these lyrics and this is how I localized it. Like you don't get that from him, and then he just goes out and rocks.
Yeah.
I mean, how many do we even get in attendance for FanFest? It was definitely bigger than Vegas. It had to be.
I heard 12,000 was the number being floated around.
Wow, that's less than Vegas. That's interesting. Huh.
Okay.
Huh.
Yeah, I don't know if that was official. I just remember 12K was the number.
Yeah.
That I heard from a couple people.
Point being, as Telias and Nevitel, Kyle, Katie, and myself found out, they were at capacity from a fire marshal standpoint, as the man with the megaphone standing 3 feet away from me informed me as I tried to enter the pit. So there's a lot of people that he was singing to, and he commanded the audience brilliantly.
Yeah. Primals was awesome. I loved the whole concert. That was probably for me, like, kind of like what you said, watching the panel from home is the better experience from like a audio visual point, and just kind of being clued into the information. But for me, like, I went to FanFest to see the Primals, and I went to FanFest to see like the piano concert. This was the first year they actually offered a stream for that. Granted, it was paid to be able to see that. And so it was funny for me, because it's like, oh man, I finally get to see the stuff that I've missed for, I don't know how many FanFest there's been for so long, because you could never see it. And now it's like, oh, but by the way, you could pay to see it and maybe have like a better audio experience. But being in that room, being with the energy, I mean, nothing beats like live, right? Like you can't
100%.
It's not going to translate at all to being in a room with a computer. So,
and to Carl's question about feeling, on the outside of it, maybe. No, I recognize all the songs apart from a couple, and the ones that I didn't recognize.
Bops.
I got the vibe, man.
Yeah,
I got my way around the 14 song, right?
Yeah.
If you made it to Shadowbringers, I mean, you've heard a lot of the big tracks that a lot of people want to see the Primals perform. I enjoyed it because they did have a decent amount of Dawn Trail songs in the mix, and I love the Dawn Trail soundtrack. I think it doesn't get enough love. Like, I understand the stuff that came before it is beloved, but I'm like, man, they did some great shit on the latest expansion.
From a showmanship quality, like it's a great way to end the entire con, but still nothing for my FanFest was more of a surprise than, you mean the first night everyone just sits down and watches a piano play? Is it what? Where it doesn't everyone need to get to the Team Liquid after party? Like, what's going on?
The piano concert might have been my favorite thing at the show.
I loved it.
It was so good. Like I like the Primals is more like a fuck yeah energy, right? Like it's you get amped up. It's a rock show, whatever. But with the piano one, it was like, remember this incredibly impactful emotional moment? We're gonna play that again.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh
shit.
Yeah, get ready to feel that all over again. And it was wild too, because like the 2 rows in front of me, I specifically remember I remember the moment. I forget which song it was, but there was just like 4 normal looking nerd dudes, and one of them looked over to the other one to the left, and he had tears in his eyes, and he was like, "Oh my god, that was so good!" And they were like, just casually wiping away tears in an audience at a video game piano thing. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like, that's such a wild. Like, I was right there with them. It wasn't like, you nerd laughing. I was like, God damn it, they're right. That was beautiful. It was such a weird experience.
I love that. The earnestness, like the kind of like unabashed, like an earnestness of Final Fantasy XIV players is like, I love it. Like in the WoW community, again, sorry about the comparisons, but like there are definitely, you get this everywhere, but there are definitely groups of people who are like, oh, that's cringe. That's cringe. Emotions cringe, and
not at cons though.
Not at cons though.
And I think that's the great thing about the cons.
Yeah.
I think you're right. It exists more in the WoW community in general.
It's just online, any kind of community. But we sadly we missed the piano concert. And I'm sad we did. But
no.
But we did get to see Distant Worlds a year or 2 ago now, and that was it for me. And they mostly focused on Final Fantasy XIV for that one.
Distant Worlds was wild. Okay,
and it was just like everyone just crying. A communal like crying session and nodding and like reliving. And they're playing, just like literal clips from the game the whole time. Like we're going through Heavensward and you're just literally reliving this whole experience.
And we got invited to that by Square, and we were like, well, we're definitely going to that. It's in London. It's cool. We usually say no to 14 stuff generally, especially at the time. But it was like, no, because we don't want to feel like frauds. We don't want to feel like
they give you extra rooms. How could you say no?
Well, no, but we were like, okay, well, we're definitely going to that, and it'll be nice because no one will know who we are, and we'll just chill and really enjoy it. And we were sitting there watching the concert. Was amazing. It was so good. And they came out and did the speeches at the end, and they were like, and we've got some very special guests in the audience today. And they started gesturing like to us where we were sitting. Really? And I was like, that's weird. This definitely isn't happening.
Oh God, my anxiety would go crazy.
Could possibly happen. And they were like, and we are honored to have them here today. Soken. And everyone was still looking at me. And I was like, do they think I'm Soken? Like, I am cool, but I'm not that
Did you start to slowly stand up? Like, what do you mean they were looking at you?
I suddenly realized that Soken was in the seat next to me. And he was standing up, waving, cheering. And I was like, I've been sitting next to Soken this whole time. Absolutely.
Wow.
He was like hiding. He was not making himself obvious. Totally. He was like, he was blending in, and then he,
But there was just this incredibly awkward moment where I'm like, they think I'm Soken. What do I think? Do I pretend to be Soken? Am I like, yeah, I'm glad you like all the songs I wrote?
You just stand up, start walking. Oh my God, that's funny.
That's phenomenal.
But I loved that concert, and that like similar energy at FanFest. I love going to conventions. Like I love stuff like this because the people who really care and some press show up. And they're there, and you get to share that with people, and like, it's top tier. Nothing matches it.
Oh yes, it's a beautiful feeling, and like, that earnestness that you only get at cons, so great.
It's another dimension. It's crazy to turn on your phone when you're sitting in the airport the next day and be like, "Well, wait, what? Why do we?
Yeah,
how did this happen?"
Yeah. That was maybe the weirdest experience for me, going to the con, because one, I hadn't been to a con since pre-COVID, really. So like that, the like anxiety aspect of it was like, I don't know how this is gonna go. Like, I don't know what's gonna happen when you put me in a room with 12 other thousand people, how it's gonna happen. But like going to the con and seeing all the stuff in front of me without having a chat or a social media, which one you want to choose, to like almost kind of gauge their opinion on, to see how it's hitting. It was really just a true moment of like, wow, that was a really badass trailer. I couldn't hear much, but like, I'm excited for that trailer. That looks cool. And then they go through all the announcements, like, cool, that I'm into that. That sounds great. And then I had no idea what was happening online and how people were, what the general reception was. So it was a very unknown territory for me to be like, let's open up social media and see how people took in the keynote. And luckily, everyone was super jazzed for it for the most part, like I was. So there was kind of like a weird relief that I didn't have to defend why FanFest was cool at some point. But yeah, it was. I'd never really experienced that before. Of like, or at least in almost a sad way, because I stream everything, right? My reactions to everything are generally streamed, and they're also emboldened by how a chat or a social media is receiving them as well. Not that they'll like change my opinion, but they're definitely going to affect it. So going to the FanFest, experiencing it, having like I guess a true opinion, if you want to call it that, of everything, and then opening up social media after the fact was kind of bizarre for me. Not something I had ever experienced before.
That's a really great observation. Yeah,
it feels rolled up with. I'm glad you mentioned Distant Worlds, I mean, because what you're talking about, JP, like, I went to my first Distant Worlds late last year, and it was like, I don't even remember what the hell was going on, but it was one of these weeks where there was like a bunch of like Final Fantasy XIV Doom posting and drama. And there's a lot of that happening today in the Final Fantasy XIV community. But like I went to Distant Worlds, and it's something you buy a ticket. But when you're not invited by Square, you have to buy a ticket for Distant Worlds like 6 months in advance.
I wouldn't know, Garrett. I wouldn't know.
Yeah. So so it's something you're not thinking about what nonsense is going to be happening in the Final Fantasy XIV community 6 months from now. And so like I just had this exhausting week. I just had a week where I really wasn't feeling 14, and I was kind of, Dawn Trails really had some ups and downs community wise, and when I first got into the game, it was just so like relentlessly positive. Everyone was just having such a good time around Kyle and myself as we went through the game, that I was just like, man, this is great. This is such a nice change from doing the Blizzard junket, because it's just always at BlizzCon drama's brewing and popping off.
Yeah.
So anyway, it's October last year. I'm feeling pretty weighed down. Yeah, and I go to Distant Worlds, and I didn't even realize that it was primarily a performance of music from Soken. So it was almost entirely Final Fantasy XIV and Final Fantasy XVI music. And I get there, and it felt like a mini fan fest. Like there was just so many people in Final Fantasy XIV cosplay, and all that kind of stuff. And so I just had this week where I just felt crushed by the typical online bullshit of being part of a video game community. And then I get here, and same thing. Like it's my first Distant Worlds, and it's my first time attending a Final Fantasy performance where I know the music, and just everyone around me is bawling. And before, like, we're waiting for the show to start, and like everyone's talking around us, and I heard so many people talking about like, oh yeah, no, I'm caught up, so I'm not subbed at the moment. And like I heard that anecdote so many times while I was there. Like there's so many people there that like weren't even actively playing at the time. And they're the ones they got tears streaming down their face. And I just had this moment of being like, there's just so many players of this game that will never give a shit about the drama and the rage baiting. Like it's just not what they're here for.
Yeah.
And that's like, it's nice to be reminded of that sometimes.
Totally.
I think that exists in other games too, but yeah, there's just something about 14, and it probably a lot of it goes to the quality of the story. Definitely, a lot of it goes to the quality of the music. But there's just so many people that like it just feels like they're there to appreciate art, and I like it. It feels more like I'm going to a gallery showing with a lot of my friends. Sometimes it's
Do you think
it's nice,
because I'm not, I would consider myself part of the 14 community, but I don't follow it online very much. Specifically, right? Because there was that thing. Well, I never did when I played it during WOD or any other time. But you couldn't get away from it during Shadowlands, right? So there was this thing of not only did 14 have like this incredible spike in popularity, but it was almost an unprecedented switch over from content creators as well. There was this huge influx of content creators, professional content creators, making 14 their thing, which, I mean, for a game that's been running for 10 years at that point, that's just wild for that to happen. And it's got to change a community because, I mean, one of the things about WoW is it's got such a huge professional creator community. And any professional creator community is always eventually going to veer towards the negative because, got to make rent. Best way to make rent, say something inflammatory or, best case, critical. Like mid case, overly critical and kind of, over the top and worst case, just be racist or something, right? But like, and so when so many kind of ready-made, fully formed content creators moved into the 14 space, you feel like that's got to have an impact on the general vibe of the community, right? Or certainly like the online portion of the community. And I don't know because I try my best not to follow online. But I do remember there was a big discourse at the time in Shadowlands of like, oh, loads of people are leaving WoW. And it was like, yeah, but kind of lots of the worst ones. And it was very noticeable, like almost overnight. The WoW community became much nicer.
Oh my gosh,
yeah,
a little more quiet.
And kind of like, and I'm not talking about anyone in particular. I'm talking about like people who I don't even know the names of, right? Just, just general people that you would meet in game.
Random dungeon filler.
Yeah, exactly. And that thing of like, oh, good, that's nice, isn't it? And I know it's survivor's bias and stuff like that, and what have you, but they went somewhere, right? And have you noticed, like, especially with Dawn Trail, which wasn't as well received as Endwalker, I think it's probably fair to say. Like, has there been a shift in the tone in the community online?
I think I've already noticed a pattern in the short amount of time I was here, because right around the point that Endwalker's like third patch came out, was a lot of bitching online, a lot of people complaining. So, and the same thing happened here. I think it started sooner with Dawn Trail. So I think the fact that the story didn't land for a lot of the players made it happen faster. So I think we've been, and I'm speaking in generality here, I have a lot of friends who really enjoyed Dawn Trail, and I liked it more or less. I would probably put it personally, like Realm Reborn's my least favorite, and I would say Dawn Trail's probably my second least favorite from a story aspect. The patch content's been killer, and it's one of my favorite raids in the entire game. So overall, I feel very positive about it. But yeah, I think people just kind of, I think the from a content perspective, the negative content machine spun up a lot sooner for Dawn Trail than it did for Endwalker.
There's money in it, isn't it?
Totally.
Well, yeah. I mean, I tend to only kind of personally get grumpy about negative content if it feels like it's just so goddamn obvious that you're doing it because there's nothing else to talk about. Like if it's just slow and you just throw a bitch grenade into the crowd to make a splash, that's where I'm just like, like we all know what you're doing. And yet you're being rewarded for it because look at the views. Holy shit.
January last year, there were like, just collectively, there was a lot of like, I'm back from Christmas. Why isn't the game? And this was kind of a feeling across the player base. Like, I'm ready. I'm here. Where's my content? And the game doesn't work that way. I mean, from the more kind of variety streaming, JP, you come, you go. You play it in big chunks. Do you experience that? Do you have that at the end of the expansion? And how does that feel from your perspective?
I guess to specify the question, how does the like community shift feel?
Yeah.
Is that what you're...
Right, because you're coming going at your own pace. So how does the community influence what you're doing, and how did it influence your feelings on like Dawn Trail?
I mean, I kind of try to stay clued into most of the communities, I guess, that I've been a part of at one point or consider myself a part of, just to know what general reception is toward things. And I think the idea of like the worst place a community can be is bored, right? Because like if a community is hating something, then they can say like, oh, I hate that, and it's an opinion, and most of the time those opinions are founded in some sort of reality, and it doesn't kind of skew towards whatever. I'm trying to talk without like naming things, I guess, in particular, but like boredom often breeds extreme opinions, kind of like what you were saying, where it's like you throw a nade into the room or whatever to see how people are going to respond. And the worst, I think, the community has been and Final Fantasy has been when it's boring, when there's not much going on. And you can kind of just like, at least it might just be my algo on Twitter, but you can kind of just like open up Twitter, and every once in a while that boredom rears its head and someone said something, or someone's dug in on some other topic or whatever. And you can see those extreme takes, right? And then I felt like FanFest kind of diminished a lot of that, and I was kind of hoping that it was going to be that way for a while. But now that I think kind of all the creators have like run through the content of FanFest, it died out, but people were still kind of like wanting more a little bit. And that's where we find ourselves right now. In terms of the latest, I guess, conversation coming from the community. Because even like with 7.5, I felt like there's wasn't that much discussion apart from that week of, in terms of everything that happened in 7.5, because it was kind of, it's like a half patch, right? You get half the story.
Yeah. Alliance raids don't usually have a very long tail on them. And MSQ is weird because a lot of people don't want to start mouthing off about it because they don't want to spoil their friends.
Right.
And like, and we have like, Kyle and I haven't done it yet. We were coming in hot off FanFest. We're trying to finish Final Fantasy VI right now because it's like our big stream project at the moment. So
yeah,
we're not doing it probably till next week. But yeah. I mean, the patches for 14, like the internet kind of buzz about it. It does kind of fade out pretty quick. But I think that's true of like damn near any game. Like people kind of taking things at face value in World of Warcraft or pick your other Blizzard game, like the new patches out, like the kind of folks just having a reaction to the story or the raid or whatever. That kind of happens very quickly. The things that have longer tails are the theory crafting and the requests for improvements is the most charitable way I'll put it. A lot of times that includes negativity, and sometimes blows up into vitriolic statements. But those are the things that have longer tails because it's entirely audience created and grown. You eventually just run out of the actual content in the game to have a reason to talk about it, right here and now.
Yeah, and I think what I was trying to explain was you can apply that to anything on the internet, any fandom. Like the second that there's boredom, you start to think like, man, I really hate that thing. I think I hate that thing enough to where I can make a video about it. Right? And like you said, at the end of the day, content creation is like a view-driven business. So more often than not, you're gonna want it's much easier to tear something down than it is to like build something up. And I also think if like in the world of content creation, if you go to build something up, then people are gonna be like, oh, you're just, that's such a stupid take. You're just trying to like foster goodwill. Fuck you for trying to be happy, right? Like that, the cynicism is so real these days that you get like you get shit on for trying to be happy.
Yeah, we got a lot of that when Dawn Trail came out because
totally.
The energy I would give it is like people were mad that we weren't as mad as they want us to be.
Totally.
And I don't know what the fuck to do with that energy.
I'm
just gonna be honest. I don't know. Am I too old for this? Because I'm a grown ass adult, y'all. Yeah. I get mad about my fucking utilities. I get mad because I get that angry because they broke my fucking garbage can. the stupid robot that picks up my garbage can broke my fucking garbage can. And 2 weeks ago, a real person used to come and get my garbage can, but my bill's more expensive and I'm getting worse product. That's where I get furious.
There's your video
right there.
You want me to get mad
For the algo.
Yeah, there's your video.
You want me to scream and have a hissy fit because you didn't feel like the main character enough in Dontrell? Like, sure, you have a point, but like, it doesn't affect me that much.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get my eye level up so I can fucking raid. That's what I care about.
And on the plus side, something that FanFest did that was completely unprecedented is it gave people hope that things could change, because
there was a lot of hope around that. Yeah. And I think that's still there.
Yeah,
sure.
absolutely. And I think that willingness to converse, which is something that I think a lot of WoW content creators faced when they came over, which is, oh, that's awesome. Could I change it? Like, is there this, like, I don't like this aspect. Could I? No, we don't talk about changing things here. It doesn't work that way. Nothing ever changes. You accept it the way it is and you find happiness, which you can. But now that door is open, well, maybe my job could play like this. Maybe I could, what if I cast like haste on everybody and they did things faster? That is on the table. It's insane to even think that couldn't exist, but it actually couldn't 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, that's very true. Like the game's pretty rigid in that regard. And the community like backs up the rigidity of like, that's just the way it is. Like it's always been that way. So the idea of change is definitely created a feeling of hope for sure.
Oh yeah, and like speaking as just like an attendee, and we were there purely as fans. You know, like we'll put out some content about it, but that wasn't our job. You know, we're not there to do that like we are with some other cons and stuff. So just to be able to enjoy hype and know that no one's going to judge me for enjoying that hype, and like I can be as hyped about Evercold as I want.
I'm so
because I can be, and my hype can be as shallow and baseless as snow expansions. Always the best expansions.
Right.
End of.
But there's no snow. Where's the snow?
Expansions.
Yoshi P kept asking, where is the snow?
I don't have to analyze that. I don't have to qualify that. I don't have to explain that. Like if I said that in WoW, I'd need like 6 videos explaining my point of view, and I'd have offended many people. And but I can, because that's not my job here. I can just be like, snow expansion, soulmate, cats. With beards,
little mittens with claws on.
Yeah,
them.
what?
Right?
Yes, like 100% good thing. No criticisms. 10 out of 10. No notes. Right? And like, I don't have to give notes. It feels great to not have to give notes.
Yeah, I love that.
It's really good. It's freeing, and
very true.
That's always been the allure of 14 for me.
There's also something really nice about the Evercold announcement and this idea of like, this is, you know, we've completed an arc of the story, which I don't know how it ends because I haven't finished it yet. Dawn Trail was like a breather, and now we're beginning something new. And that's like, again, for someone who's looking for a hook to get back into things, I was like, ooh, yeah. Why don't I tie something up and then I can be ready for this like a fresh start, right? Like starting with Evercold, something. A new arc. That is massively appealing to me.
Actually, I do have 2 notes. Sorry.
Oh, okay. All right. Here we go.
Evercold is not a good name.
Agreed.
I'm kind of with you on that. Yeah,
especially as part of the Godless
Am I the only
Realms saga.
Who likes Evercold?
You've got this name. You've got Godless Realms,
That's
and you go,
pretty cool.
well, we'll keep that for something. You know, that's the saga. Well, like Evercold, man. Yeah, totally. And also, I don't like people calling the new cat people. They're not cat people. 14 already has cat people. These are people cats.
Okay, that's
hold on, because 14 has two different cat people already.
Distinction.
But no, so what do you call the other playable cat race? Because there's 2 playable cat races.
Cat people already. They are cat
so
people.
You're saying you're lumping both cat races together as cat people, but this new cat race is people
no.
cats.
The new cat race are people cats.
Okay. All
like,
right.
Okay.
Like cat people are people who have cat characteristics, but these cats, they're cats and they have people characteristics. They're people cats. Okay,
But
it's really important. It's like the difference between Batman and Man-Bat. Okay, it's very obvious.
Okay, why do you always make it about Batman when you're on a podcast? Okay, why?
It's true. It's true. It's true. It's because every time I look in the mirror, I see the logo.
You want to make a video about
There's a good
this.
reason.
You feel strongly
Passionate.
about it.
I do feel very
Effing-
strongly about this.
I
Actually.
agree. I don't love Evercold.
Oh wow! So I don't even have Effie to back me. I like Evercold. I thought it was perfectly fine.
The name's okay, but it just I want to say like Everfrost or I don't know.
Yes, it's an
I
HVAC
can't
company
think of a better
name.
version,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, I can't think of a better
Browns,
one. The Godless Saga or whatever you said. You're right. That's like
Godless
10 out of
Realms.
10. Yeah, that's that's an incredible name.
Yeah, but that's plural. It sounds like we're only going to one realm in the current expansion.
So they call it
and
Godless
hell,
Realms 1.
No.
He talked about that.
Mhm.
I want to say that wasn't that a question at that the PR Q&A on Friday night where he was talking about the name. He said there were some other names that they had as
Oh, yeah.
contenders, but
So I
forgot
think
the
you're the
exact
only
quote.
one who went to that, JP.
Oh, okay. I was the only loser not at a party. Thanks, Garrett.
You guys were bowling.
We were
went bowling?
Yes.
Yeah.
We had a meetup at the bowling alley. We didn't bowl. We took photos with people for 3 straight hours.
Oh, okay.
You were bowling.
All right.
You were bowling. Yeah.
There you go.
Bowling and balling.
Elias and Inevitale showed up, and we didn't get to say hi to them.
Bro, we were out for dinner with some very important people, and then we
were literally going to stand in the queue because we wanted to say
we got
hi.
there. You had a queue
and then-
round the room, man.
Yeah.
I'm not going to queue to talk to you guys.
No, I was.
Text you.
I really wanted to, and then I literally started falling asleep in my drink. So, yeah, we had to save that for another.
Yeah. No,
I
also,
understand that.
again, didn't want to take the place of someone that had been. So we didn't want to disturb you, and we were like, "Yo, we'll see you later. It's all good." We snuck out. It was good. Yeah.
But doesn't like the Japanese, like the literal translation, isn't it kind of evoke more of like this the wanderer person? Is this not like?
Oh, is it?
I remember them mentioning something about this.
I think that might have been actually part of the answer because they talked about Stormblood having a different name in Japan, which escapes me at this point. But Stormblood is the U.S. name, and then it's like Rise of Storm or Rise of Blood or something like that.
I saw that the Japanese translation. Oh, thank God, I found the Reddit thread.
Okay.
It translated roughly to Wanderer or Explorer of the Silver.
Cool.
Okay.
That's cool.
I mean, needs
Wanderer is a cool word.
Looks like-
Seeker is a cool
workshop
word.
this.
Like, get those cool words in there.
Absolute Zero
Godless
was
is
a
cool
internal
word.
title
Frost.
for a bit. Absolute Zero.
Yeah, that's a straight up Final Fantasy
Absolute
attack,
Zero.
though, so
That's
they
right.
weren't gonna-
Yeah.
They were never going to call it that.
Ooh,
Yeah.
absolute
That's just
zero.
like a classic Final Fantasy attack.
Yeah.
Ever chat wants ever clear. Yeah, I'm sure someone at Square thought that was a funny idea, but I don't think they were going to ship it with that.
Yeah. But I
Oh,
mean,
word.
the other thing too about names is like, I feel like a lot of times names hit once you're able to like names of expansions, names of video games hit once you're able to experience that. So like, maybe it's a banger expansion. And we're like, oh yeah, Evercold was that game. That was a sick expansion. It was great.
I don't think I liked Heavensward when I first heard it. So yeah, and now I only associate it with awesome stuff.
Ooh,
So yeah,
do you think
it's a good point.
Heavensward ever cold, right?
At least it's short.
It's
Oh,
true.
snowy.
Yeah.
You have Storm, Blood, Heaven's Ward, End Walker, Shadowbringer. They probably wanted to call it High Guard, but it was already taken.
Yeah, that he was talking about like how it's hard to name things for IP reasons. Like 'cause names are
because I think
a pain in the ass.
Everfrost is from an existing fiction. I forget which one.
Probably. Yeah.
Plus, you've got to call Soken, and you've got to be like, okay, how many syllables am I allowed to make this title? Because it's theme tune. And Soken's like 3, no more than 3. Come on, dude. He's like, oh, okay, absolute 0. Oh, fuck. Really?
Yeah.
Just 3? Yeah, it's like ever cold. Like, it's gonna be done, right?
I mean, if you get a banger, you save so much money, you just get to play the trailer during your concert. You don't have to make custom graphics. Just roll it again right off YouTube.
Oh my God, that's one vital feedback that I do have about FanFest is someone who sat there in the audience. Throw the new trailer in the loop that you have between things because they only had the 7.5 trailer. They only had Jesse Cox talking about how he can hear people around him, and the audio like Clue in Final Fantasy. And then I think there was a chair thing. It was I think it was a Secret Lab chair commercial, and like maybe one other thing. Like, man, I wish they would put the Evercold trailer in there. I wish they had like have content creators agree to have their content shown or something while those like breaks are happening for the hour, because fucking hell, sitting in the audience for an hour just being like, it's Jesse talking about audio again. God
I can hear it all around me. Yeah, it did. Yeah.
I'm gonna lose my mind if I have to hear Kefka laugh one more fucking time. It was crazy how
in Vegas they added the Dawn Trail trailer into the mix, because every time it came on and they got to, I think it was Graha eating the taco, everyone would cheer every time.
Okay.
Wherever they were
it
collected,
happened all weekend.
Woo! Yeah, just like
there was none of that actually this fan fest, which I was kind of sad about. Like usually the community will tie in something and make it like a fun experience when you see the same thing, like Jesse Cox saying audio blah 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 over and over. There's none of that. It was just like so mundane that no one even goofed
They had
about
a bunch of music videos too in the mix at Vegas, because they had just put out like a bunch of Endwalker music videos,
Man.
and they just had those in the loop. Where
They
throughout
just
the
needed
day,
a bigger loop, man. I just wanted more
Yeah.
stuff there, and maybe less of a break, right? Like content wise, there was hour, if not multiple hours between the panels. Which was a little bit lengthy, especially when you compare it to some like BlizzCon, where it's like, which panel do I go to for 10 minutes before I have to run off to another panel type deal.
Yeah. Well, that's part of what I like about it. But yeah, if you're trying to camp out for a spot, it can really, like, especially with the Anaheim Convention Center chairs, like that'll just blow your ass.
God, those
they're so
suck. They're so
uncomfortable.
bad. Yeah, convention chairs are all the same, and they're all awful. They all come from the 7th layer of hell. Very bad.
None of the chairs blew my ass, no matter how much I begged.
Kyle got or Garrett got a special chair. Yeah,
Came all its way.
Apparently. Yep. I miss podcasting with you, Telly. You never miss an opening. You never miss an opening.
Well.
It's like, I can leave you alone. It's okay.
You can, because there's a whole nother hotel room apparently. So. Yeah.
And I love that you only used it to poop.
Pretty much.
It's efficiency.
Because we made a joke about it. We made a joke about it. That'll be our poop room.
Yeah,
And it was.
Well, thank you all for joining us today for this extremely family-friendly discussion.
We're going to end on ass blasting and poop room.
Final
Love it.
touch. Beautiful fan fest. There we go.
Love it.
Yeah, yay, FanFest! No, can I just say before we finish, like, it was an absolute joy to kind of get back in touch with Final Fantasy community and just like be able to have the privilege of being taken out there and be able to just like have the freedom to dive into it head first again and just completely immerse yourself in that world from nothing again, and to be able to enjoy the hype of a new expansion. And like, we will be playing it again soon, and the hype from the FanFest was no small part of that. So when we're all having an amazing time in Dawn Trail and everyone's telling us we're wrong, we'll be like, well, don't blame us, blame Soken. blame FanFest. But and like, we had just a great time meeting loads of people, your good selves as well, and just hanging out, but just like general people just sharing and indulging and enjoying and their love for a thing, which is just always the most kind of like catching thing you can possibly have. It's like, it's great, it's really cool.
It's so pure. It just reminded me of like what I love about the game. Like, I love the stories that people connect with. Yoshi P talking about Urianger being, his favorite character that he made, really validated me. Because everyone's like, why? What do you see? And explaining him as someone who goes through a lot, who doesn't actually know how to express himself as like a normal person, and is like figuring out how to communicate and has to endure these kind of like horrible things. I was like, yes. So I love that.
I've tried expressing myself with sleeves, without sleeves. Nothing seems
dress.
to work.
Yeah, you just have to wear like a little backless dress, and then I'll understand you. I really loved it. I mean, we're probably going to make a little video about it. You know, our first fan fest, and we'll talk about it more then. But it was a real treat, and I am super excited to get back into things.
Also, going to make it part of our contract. We get 2 hotel rooms everywhere we go now because
It's just convenient.
It's on my rider.
Convenient,
I look forward to Tally's Urian J cosplay at the next fan fest. Well, before we go, in case folks are somehow unaware of where to find all of you, around the table to our wonderful guests, JP, where can everyone find all the stuff that you're creating out on the internet?
I stream kind of most days, Thursday through, I guess, Monday, at /JP on YouTube and Twitch. What do we have coming up? I guess I'm streaming later today. We've got like a sponsored stream co-op thing. I forget the name of the game that I'm playing, which I should probably look into. But that's because I woke up 5 minutes before this podcast, and I do apologize for that. And then on Sunday, we've got the Stop Killing Games folk. They're coming on to talk on Drop Frames. We've got Ross and, oh God, I'm blanking on his name now. But they'll be on with myself and Co and Zeke to talk all about that initiative, because I'm rather uninformed on it. And my community is called me an idiot for being so uninformed. So I'm going to get informed, and hopefully the audience does too. On that's Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern for my podcast, Drop Frames.
Kyle, did you get all that, or do you still have JP muted?
It's true. Yeah, I had this big thing planned. So can I tell a story? I don't want to like take over. Garrett invited me on the show, and he's like, "You gotta get it, Kyle, for having you muted on Twitter for like what, a decade? I guess is what this was.
About a decade.
Chad did 15 years. Yes, Chad calculated 15 years.
My.
Whoa.
Look. Okay. Now, Garrett was like, "You got to come on there and like act. You got to like dig in on this, because that's crazy." I didn't tell Garrett this, but Kyle, simpatico. I've done it before too. Okay. I've done it for the reasons that you said you've done it, which were kind of like, well, I don't want to put words in your mouth. You can go watch the other when you admitted to it. But yeah, I get it. And so that was why I was supposed to be on the podcast, was to berate you for having me muted for 15 years. So I had this whole bit planned. I was going to be like, "Oh, my mic's not working. Kyle can't hear me, blah, blah, blah." And then I fucking showed up late to the show like a jackass. Yeah. Looked bad. You could. Here's how you know I woke up. At least if you go back to the start of the VOD, you could see the CPAP like loaded into my skin right here from the mask that I was wearing 5 minutes prior to the show all night. So I just threw on a hat, threw on a shirt, and joined.
Well,
it was a great time.
If I may, all is forgiven. Am I allowed to say all is? I don't think anyone
Say
here is
like,
to blame for anything.
It's true. That's true. You won't hear it.
It was so funny. Kyle was going through my tweets from FanFest during our like 5-hour post FanFest stream. And I'm like, "Find the one of us at Disney." He clicks on the reply to JP. It just says, "This account has been muted."
Yeah, and it was funny too, because you guys were live and my audience immediately, your audience immediately came to my channel.
No way.
They were like, "Kyle has you muted on Twitter," and I was like, "What? What do you mean?" So I knew.
I'm glad I said something then, because God, so you're just sitting on. So you weren't surprised at all when I DM'd you, and I was just like,
"No,
we have the chance to do the funniest thing."
No, because I even talked about like, I'll do the whole mute goof, or we'll figure something out whenever we run into each other. So I appreciate the invite. It was fantastic being here, and also fantastic meeting both you guys as well as meeting you guys at FanFest. So always cool to meet more creators.
Oh yeah.
Look forward to getting marooned in a Cars line with you again because Jesse ditched us. I can't
That's
wait.
right.
It'll be a
Yeah,
good time.
we'll have to go back to Disney, and you saved my life, man. I couldn't get that seat buckled on Cars. I would have died. I would have ka-chowed right out of that fucking ride and ended in front of Disney. First to ever do it.
Yeah. I was like, listen, I know we just met, but do you want me to help you buckle in?
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, you saved me. You saved me. We'll always have that.
Beautiful. That's beautiful.
All right, Kyle, make a note. We've definitely got some snitches in our live chat, so let's make a note of that.
I'm watching this chat. I see you.
And then everyone watching or listening, make a note of where you can find Taliesin and Evitel on the internet.
You can find us at Taliesin and Evitel, or Taliesin Evitel. Usually a combination of those two. We're on YouTube. We just wrapped up 10 years on there.
Yeah.
Who got a badge? You know,
Did you get a badge?
I don't know. I'll make one.
I like a badge.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's get a badge. It's celebrating our 10-year anniversary on YouTube.
On
not
YouTube.
Not being married.
Yeah.
We stream on Twitch, Taliesin and Evitel, and that's all anyone needs to know. Really?
No, we're also on social media, but I'm using Instagram now because I'm almost 40, and we're on Instagram now. I'm getting into Reels.
I'm not allowed
form.
on the Insta. I don't even know what the password is for the Instagram.
No,
I quite enjoyed your shorts from FanFest. My Instagram immediately started shoving them at me.
Thank you. That's what I like to hear. So that's where you can find us. Thanks so much, guys, for having us. This has been really,
it's been
really
lovely. Yeah,
it's been
fun talking about.
Thanks
14.
for making the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, appreciate it. Yeah, thanks everybody for making the time. And from us, you're watching. If you're watching, just subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, either on YouTube or Twitch. And a huge thank you to our patrons supporting us over on our Patreon. You can go to supportourbromance.com. It'll take you straight to the Patreon. And a huge thanks to everyone supporting us over there. And an extra special shout out to our legendary level backers. Really appreciate y'all. And we'll be live tomorrow with more Final Fantasy VI. I think we've got 2 streams left. And tomorrow might be remote because I am kind of feeling like I've got a sore throat and I don't want to infect Kyle. So
Appreciate that.
We'll see how it goes. Yeah. Well, how many times have you been like, the kids have sickness bombed the house? Do not come to my studio.
Do not enter this room. No.
Yeah. So, we'll see how tomorrow shakes out, but we will be live. So, everybody, thanks again. We'll see y'all later. GG.
Take care. All right, we're still live, but thank you all for joining us.
Of course. Yeah.
Yeah, we usually chill with Chad for a little bit after the stream, but this is where we tell our guests, but feel no need to hang around if you got places.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I gotta go take care of the dog. Coffee, breakfast. I gotta wake up, guys. All right. Let's just not beat around the bush.
That's bonkers.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much.
Talking to you.
It's a pleasure meeting you guys. We'll see you guys next time.
JP.
Take care.
Bye.
Night, everybody. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
I guess we'll bounce in a moment.
We have to go and let the kids out of the bathroom.
Oh yeah, well of course. Yeah.
Thank
you for making time, and thank you to the kids for making time.
Yeah, they love it.
Careful. Careful. Chat will snitch on you to the authorities. You gotta be careful.
I ain't no snitch. But like,
just no. No. I'm no snitch. Absolutely.
Yeah. So I'm the worst PTR tester of all time. So I'm like, I'm not going to report that. I ain't no snitch. Someone's trying their best. But no, an absolute joy to do this again. Miss you guys. Maybe when we're all caught up, we can have a catch up on the MSQ chat or something.
Absolutely. Yeah. For real.
Let us know. Yeah, when you're gonna stream it again too, let us know. We'll just come back right before you stream it. Can let everyone know that you're gonna finally finish Endwalker.
Awesome.
And Abby, I guess when you start Endwalker. We can. We'll let people know, and and I get to grill someone else for a change. We can ask you what you think will happen. That'll be fun.
Ooh. Yeah.
I love grilling people about what they think is going to happen.
The full rodeo.
I think it
Hell
will
yeah.
get cold forever.
I don't know about all that lava. I don't know. I don't know about all that. Yeah, I don't. Yoshi Face said I didn't know about that.
I think it will get really cold.
I don't know.
I think guys. I've got this feeling.
There is snow in Endwalker now that I think about it.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. It can happen.
Sorry to spoil you both, but there's
Sorry,
there's
sorry.
no-
Ruined.
They love Heaven's Word. They'll love it. It's a snow again. It's fine.
Yeah.
I am a sucker for snow expansions. 1,000,000%. Yeah. Love it.
Yeah.
Oh, sick. Well, thanks for hanging, y'all. It's always good to see you.
Yeah.
Cheers, guys. It was really good seeing you at
Lovely to see
FanFest
you
as
both.
well.
Yeah, it was
really
lovely
lovely
hanging
hanging
with
out.
you.
So it's been cool.
Yeah,
but
I
we'll
loved
go now.
having one too many right before the primals. It made the concert even better.
No such thing. No such thing. Did you see? There's a little tiny clip of you guys in like one of our Instagram reels where
Yes.
we're like walking to the primals, and everyone's
rosy of cheek,
everyone's
smiling,
glowing.
Yeah.
Everyone's just glowing,
Radiant.
like full of joy and Negronis.
When I clicked on your short, in the comments below, someone said, "Oh, hey, Garrett," and I was just like, "Why am I comment?" And then I saw it. I was like, "Oh shit, okay."
But it's good because like we were at the perfect kind of level of just being out for drinks where we were able to march into that hall like a minute before that concert started, and we were like, "Well, we're just going down the front."
Yeah.
So
Like
let's just go.
Yeah, give
And we
me
got
like
down
the
there, I was like,
confidence of someone who just rocks up,
absolutely.
knowing there's no space, being like, oh yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
we'll just go here, right?
saw a
And they're like,
pit.
"No, you can't go here." I was like, "Oh, okay." No,
I
it's
saw
fine,
a
it's fine."
pit.
He walked with such confidence.
It's
It
all
was
good.
amazing. It felt great to follow
It was
that.
great. Yeah.
Well, when you've had a few to drink, the best way to walk is to continue walking. So once you stop,
Where you-
that's where
you're
the problems begin.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Awesome.
We'll catch you next time.
Of course.
Awesome. Have a good night.
Appreciate you.
See you. Bye, chat. Thank you.
See y'all.
Thanks, chat. Thanks for being nice to us.
We're gonna explode. Does this? Oh,
Were you
close.
nice? Were you nice, chat?
Close.
You were nice, right?
They were great.
You were nice.
They were wonderful.
It's a good chat today. Yeah,
Yeah, I watched.
As opposed to yesterday,
What?
all of you six heads getting on my good friend Kyle's case. I had his back the whole time.
Yeah.
I never once
never.
judged Kyle for his horrific misplays.
Nope.
Not once.
I feel
It's all
zero.
you, chat.
I feel
How dare
zero
you not
need.
back him up?
I feel zero need to justify myself in that I didn't use death again in comments right now because she's almost dead. She had 20, she had 600 health. Clearly, I could kill Celeste without casting death. I don't need this death spell. I'm going to hit her with something. And then she was invincible for 3 attacks. And then Yeti resisted it. It was
Because Celeste is the biggest badass in Final Fantasy VI.
She refuses to die. She's amazing.
Yeah. She's the diehard Celeste. They named Die Hard after her, even though I think Die Hard came out before Final Fantasy VI. But oh man, speaking of dying, I feel like I want to die.
Dude, yeah, please go
yeah.
rest.
Thank God to my lozenges I bought in Japan, because these have been keeping me going.
I love the wear and tear on the sign
God.
as it slowly.
Oh yeah, we should really get one printed. We should.
We need an official.
We need to get someone who's good at anime art to do like Kawaii Garrett, and we put it on the sign, and then
We'll get a reversible one. One will point at you, one will point at me, and we can just twist it whenever we need to. Yeah, it'll be perfect.
You need to go to Japan first, though. So.
Oh God, I would love to, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens in the.
Oh my God. So I did a very rough price out of going to Tokyo around the time of FanFest.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Oh no. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Let's hope some square with 2 rooms, feels like contacting us.
It's looking like on the low end, $2,000 per flight.
One
Per
way?
flight. Per person.
Oh.
No. That's per person. So that's a round
still,
trip.
holy shit.
$2,000 round trip. Yeah.
That's just the flight?
That's on the low end. Well, dude, we got this friggin', not to make it about us, but there's an actual war going on. The price of gas is ridiculous right now. Spirit Airlines folded. I don't know if you noticed, if you saw this news. Spirit Airlines is done for.
Huh, that took a while.
I heard some YouTubers trying to buy them. I don't know what's happening with that.
Really? Okay, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. Politics stream scattered. Yes. Oh my god. Yes. It's so political to talk about just the reality of the world that we live in.
Its actual price. Yeah.
So, yeah, because.
Oh man,
that's. I keep teasing. I'm like, hey, we just gotta go, and Kyle's not gonna be able to go, so we gotta be his man on the floor, and I need you to follow me around with the camera. So we need to price. I'm like, oh my god, I think it's gonna be like, 5,000 minimum, like 2 flights and lodging. It's like that's bonkers. If I can even if I can even get in, because I don't think they're inviting folks outside of Japan.
My spirit hate is kind of unfounded because they became the norm. But one BlizzCon took them. They had no water on the plane except for what you could buy. This was like 2017, back when they would give you water. But yeah,
they
like
make you buy water.
All the water. It was called an Airbus in their little pamphlet. The plane was called an Airbus.
No, dude, that's a manufacturer of airplanes.
And I associate with Spirit. I associate buying water and having no water given to me. And then they charged me $30 for my bag because I could take my foot and shove it into the hole. But that wasn't up to code. I'm not supposed to like shove it. It's supposed to fit neatly in the little hole. But, I was BlizzCon roughing it. I was living out of a backpack for the whole weekend. I was keeping it cheap.
Yeah, I mean it can be done, but it's not as cheap as it used to be for sure. But
let's thank people and get you laid down, man. Like let's get you.
Yeah, man. I'm just I gotta post this show.
Okay,
so
yeah, you got your lozenge. Okay, well,
yeah, I got it tucked away like a zen. It's just chilling in my lip.
Well, calzone,
like one of the cool kids.
All right, I know you all don't care, but this thing is broken. It says you're a new member, but you're sporting a GG coin. Thank you so much for the long-term support.
New member with the GG coin. Classic.
Painted Blades.
Classic YouTube.
Thank you so much. Invictus Red. Okami Kiyoshi. Thank you all for your memberships over the course of this stream here. That guy from Beyond, Rex Kyle, was the VOD highlight. Okay, I did put together the double meaning there. That's nice.
Oh, that's fantastic.
I'm down.
Oh my God. Yeah. Who else? We got Gunjiro. Hey JP, tell this to Nevitel. Did you know Garrett went to Japan? They did. Yes. They did.
We heard.
Yeah, they've heard. They've heard.
Clayman got a pup date.
Ooh, what's a pup date?
Morning cuddles and has many treats.
Oh my goodness. Oh, that sounds so nice. Sounds so damn nice.
You want me to get this next one for you?
What is the next one? Let's see.
It's from a Vaney. You may know the name.
Oh, I think I remember
okay.
Vaney.
Yeah. New name for you.
Yeah, new name. Who dis?
So hilariously, in the middle of that crazy flight yesterday, Chris pings me in Discord and is like, "I wasn't watching. Was it chaos?"
Oh, during the fight. During Rex.
During Rex. Oh yeah. I have no doubt that people have like predicted. I bet this fight's gonna be real rough for him. I bet this fight's gonna be real rough for him. You weren't prepared for Rex, Kyle.
I feel like. Well, I think I did check spoiler chat. I think they called Go in 5, but I think for the most part, people have been wrong about what fights are really going to give us a hard time.
Yeah, 5. Did you all call 5 Go? Because that was disastrous.
Are the people marvel at the way our brains work?
We're a product of our environment and mostly owning computers, family computers we put video games on growing up. That's mostly what happened.
Yes. Yeah, that is us in a nutshell. And not having PlayStations. That's our other binding.
Yes, principle. That's our binding glue.
We didn't grow up with PlayStations. We were N64 kids. So, yeah. I told you the story about how I was telling my folks, like, hey, thanks for not giving me a PlayStation. I got all these games I can play now. And Dad's just like, I hope you're not telling people we were cheap.
That's the line. That's like, yeah, sure, whatever, kid. But yeah, as long as you're not bad mouthing me on the internet.
Yeah, as long as you're not.
That'd be weird.
I think I remember talking about this with you. That was a good time. Oh my God, dude! The other night, I was just checking in with my folks because Mother's Day's coming up. Dad just said nowhere, just like he's just like, we're so proud of you.
Aw.
And I was just like,
great.
Damn, I'm a grown ass adult, but that's hitting me like a ton of bricks, Dad. Thank you.
It's nice when they do that. Yeah.
It's like I'm sure they would really prefer an easier accolade to explain to people, like, our son's a lawyer. I'm sure that would have just made their lives so much easier.
Lawyer in downtown, whatever.
I believe him. I believe that they're proud, but it's so annoying to explain what the hell we're doing. Like when people are like, "How's your kids?" and like, "Well, Garrett has a YouTube channel." talks about, but people love it.
I told my dad the same thing. I was like, hey, thanks for, all the video games and stuff growing up so I could do what I do. And he was like, oh, well, huh. That was just because your sister was, she said her one joy in life was riding horses. And we didn't know what to do with you since you just kind of sat around being cheap. So we kept buying you video games. You didn't really want much. You play with keys in the car for like an hour straight. We had... we couldn't find any more Transformers.
You also do a bang up impression of your dad. Just for the record. That's so funny. Yeah. No, that's like my cousin who has a child that, I'm always buying gifts for. She's like, please stop buying him toys. He has so many toys. I'm just like, first off, don't have a kid. Second off, I'll be damned if I'm going to be the uncle, even though I'm the cousin, but I'm Uncle Garrett. I'll be damned if I'm going to be the uncle that buys him like socks. That's not going to be me. So
you gotta
prepare
get over
for
that.
more toys.
Yeah, and in the age of the internet, you can get them exactly what they want. I mean, my mom, their grandma went to Korea, came back with like the show toy. Right now, just by happenstance, was in the in the airport. Like, oh, I should get the grandkids something. She picked up the toy of the generation, and it's freaking. It must be sick being a kid. Oh my god, you don't have to like. Your parents don't go out to scrounge Walmart top shelf, touching around looking for the.
I feel like the next generation is going to get hit by the low birth rate, but our parents had so many kids that the current generation growing up has so many relatives just doting on them.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Because when I was growing up, like, nobody was getting me gifts. I think I had maybe one aunt, one uncle on both sides of the family that would do stuff and get a little something here and there from, I don't know, my aunt and uncles. And yeah, it was pretty much just grandparents and my parents. They were awesome. I got dope ass gifts as a kid, but like I go to my nephew's birthday party. There's like 100 effing gifts on the table.
But you didn't.
It's ridiculous.
But you also couldn't know. You couldn't order the right thing on the internet. Like they'd be like, I'm into. What was that one with the weird, the dancing like tube man? Let's go with Teletubbies. I remember that name. Like you didn't even have the internet to like look it up. You'd just be like, what the shit is that, kid? And you'd have to live like that.
Yeah.
Yo Gabba Gabba.
Yeah.
That was the one I was thinking of.
Oh, Yo Gabba Gabba. Yo Gabba Gabba was solid.
It was pretty big.
Yeah, it was a good show. A lot of ex-punk rockers worked on that show.
Nice.
Yeah, it has a weird amount of like punk credibility to it.
They got music, Some kid show has have rockin' music.
My Chemical Romance was on Yo Gabba Gabba.
Really? No way.
Yep. Yeah, they performed was it Every Snowflake's Different Just Like You, I believe is the song.
That's awesome.
It's fantastic. There's a whole ass music video for it. Yeah. So I think a bunch of ex-members of the Aquabats worked on it.
Sounds
if you
like
ever want a Wikipedia rabbit hole, look up the Aquabats.
It sounds like an Adult Swim show.
Right? I mean, they kind of got that vibe. Das, thanks for the 46 months. Rest well, Garrett. I will. I'm gonna put my feet up after this and put on I don't know, probably some anime I've seen a million times. I'll probably watch Gundam Wing.
Cozy shit.
Yeah, I'll probably make tea and watch Gundam Wing. I think that's what I'll do after this. Maggie Bear. Thank you for 31 months. Garrett. It does turn out I had an Alizé sticker and I had too many to the PO. Shit, you're PO boxing it?
Oh,
thank you so
cool.
much.
Nice.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for the Oriange.
Yeah. I'm so glad I felt like a mess at the end of the primals. I was just like a sweaty coming off of being drunk mess after the primals. And that's when you gave me stickers. So I'm glad I didn't scare you away with the smell. Sweat and leather.
Oh, Das, I'll save one for you. I'll get you a sticker. Yeah, we'll get you a sticker.
We should have Das's address. Throw that shit in.
Yeah, we'll get that
out there.
Yeah.
Get it out there. Felix Amari, thank you for the 34 months. Say you make online videos when explaining to new folks. Oh, it's Robin. Hey, Robin. I have all sorts of it depends on the mood I'm in and how much time I have to explain.
There's tiered. I sometimes do like radio host, podcaster. I'm just kind of loud and I reverberate, particularly in a dentist office. So I'm usually just like, yeah, I do internet radio. And they're like, oh, neat.
Yeah. That's one of my go-tos. Graphic design, if I really don't want to talk.
Yeah,
if I really just don't
out of it.
I'll just be like, graphic design. I do graphic design. That's my get out of jail free card. Tell them you're an internet cult leader. That's actually, it's pretty accurate.
I mean, we're in the South, so yeah, they probably ask where. Like, there's a good chance.
Yeah. Oh my God.
He's paid Warhammer reaction. Thank you for the hello. Let's get you out of here, dude. Let's get you laid up. Let's get you laid up.
No, I was fathoming Savior of Rook's question. I don't quite understand it. You guys were in State of the Realm with Happy and Sly Fox as well. Yes. Is there a specific reason you like to talk about the game currently? Is it the post FanFest pre? Yeah, it's just kind of what we do. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, like so. So
we've had an excuse to talk to some of our friends that we don't usually have an excuse to talk to them about 14. State of the Realm was just we were invited, so we said yes.
Yeah, if you're asking the more metaphysical question of like what do we usually talk about with 14, kind of the storyline of our event. So we do MSQ coverage. We've done things about like what it was like to get into extremes, get into Savage. Usually if we feel like we've kind of hit a personal journey inside the game, we make videos about that.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, it's fun to talk about. It's fun to talk about with friends.
So like, subscribe, ring the bell.
Yeah. Well, they're on Twitch, so follow.
Oh, well, follow. Yes. Click the links below and find us on YouTube as well.
Yeah. Yeah, but I'm going to click the pillow and close my eyes.
Channel that pillow, man. Bye, everybody. See you tomorrow.
That's a WoW animation, but you